infections out there. We got something for you. There you go. Nelly made that pop. The little Band-Aid thing.
Off a tragedy. Off of a
now you got kids putting Band-Aids on their faces for stickers.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I got a boo-boo. You
know. We up.
Sadly, I got caught up in that at least once. I got caught up with the Band-Aid.
All of my kids have Band-Aids for no reason.
What's up, everybody? It's Convrs8.
What's up?
We're here. We're live.
We are live. Yes.
Yo, conversations and hate.
It's almost chitlin season.
Mellow this time.
It's almost chitlin season, y'all. We about to be in the midst of the season that chitlins are served at your Thanksgiving dinner as appetizer, smelling like hot pig intestines. You know what I mean? Smelling like sewer walls.
You don't have to live like that, for the record.
You don't.
You don't.
You have a choice. You have a choice.
Right.
Everyone has
But I take part in it because it's part of my heritage.
Your heritage?
What heritage?
We had a whole pig down in the South where I'm from.
Oh, where did
so
you have?
We just...
The guts?
Yeah, we had the guts. We had to clean them and shoot the water out. They be flapping in the thing like this. We shooting all the residue turds out. And then you boil them in them onion juice. You get the stank out.
Okay.
Not coming over
not
your
really.
Right, definitely.
Not really.
I want no parts.
My grandma knew how to clean out. Hey man, it's like chitlins come from the intestine of a pig, so you know you gotta clean that out. If you don't take the membrane out, you still eating boo boo.
Yeah, I can't get with that.
Yeah.
It's like taking a pipe out the toilet and just licking the inside of the
and
pipe. That's what it sounds
like. You know what I'm saying? I don't lick the insides of many pig pipes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it was delicious. It was hot sauce. Tapatio. You know? It's good.
Yeah, I used to do that, but
you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I don't do it no more now. I don't got past it. I still let Siobhan try it one time. I think we was dating still. You know what I'm saying? We might have been 1 year married or date. I think we're dating. You know, I was going to see when she going to break up with me after I let her taste it. You know what I'm saying?
But she's still here.
And she said, don't ever do that to me again. But she tried it and she almost threw up instantly. But they let me know she was a G. It's two things in our relationship that signified to me that she was gonna be my wife. She took a shot of moonshine and then flinched.
Yo, come on, man.
Like she scared me because I took a shot of. I like She was it and just went back to talking. I said, did you not drink that?
Burnt that.
You know, chitlin taste. You know what I'm saying? I was like, she made a different things. You know what I'm saying? I was at 2 doses Caribbean.
Right.
It's all in it.
I was about to say that's nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Cast iron esophagus.
Yeah, man,
I got to for half the food you eat down there.
Right.
Hey man, I ate like a goat heart.
That's your people too, man.
I ate like a sheep heart and some stew.
A sheep heart?
You ate a sheep heart?
Yeah, it was a sheep heart, a kidney or something in there. Like they just threw everything, and I knew it was like kidney because I'm used to tasting like organs and food, and it, got a very metallic taste to it. And I was just like, that must have been a kidney.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it had like something that, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to use, most Caribbean people in their stews, they use that brown.
That tastes like a kidney.
But they actually don't brown it. It like turn it super black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I pass.
That browning, you ever seen them use browning in their gravy and that brown stew chicken and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It gets so dark if you don't add no color, like lighter colors to it. It gets super dark. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's good, man. Don't be looking at me like you crazy. I guarantee if the zombie apocalypse times, you going to want to be where I'm at.
Oh.
You ain't going to die. Not on me.
Take me, Lord.
Yeah, I bet Jesus going to say, you better eat them sheep hearts I got down there.
Why you playing?
It ain't your time yet. Or else you going to get your face ate off like bath salt takers.
Yeah.
Man, you ever heard down in Florida people on bath salt eating people's faces?
Yo, what's the point of living in a world that's populated with zombies? Like, what's the fight to survive for?
Nothing.
Hey, man.
You can't go nowhere. Can't do nothing.
What, man? You can't do something. You gotta kill zombies and go to Six Flags.
No. Well, that's
So
Disney World won't be the happiest place on earth no more because Mickey Mouse will try to maul you to death.
Ain't nobody oiling them rides, so you gonna die.
But I think I thrive in that, man.
Right.
Nobody touched me nothing.
go ahead and go back to the counter and get my arsenal back up. Come back, ready to chitty bang bang.
For what?
To the town.
Just that's what you had to do all day, I guess.
I guess you could just find somewhere you've always wanted to
Go to another
live.
planet.
Learn how to fly a plane, fly there, and fight to survive, and get a nice beach view.
I tell you what, I'm riding every expensive car on the lot around here. First of all, I'm gonna be just like Will Smith
and I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Get you the GT and just.
Why does the American dream transcend? Even into
yeah, because I'm just gonna be like, hey, nobody can stop me. What you gonna do? You ain't got no gun. Shut up before I shoot your knees off. You know what I mean?
That's real.
What? I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have me a whole little troop. You know what I mean? It's gonna be me, Chris Maxwell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quay, you'll be a part of the group.
Hey, look at that.
You got
I made it.
You know what I'm saying? Steven gonna be the strategist. Adam,
there you
know
go.
what I'm saying? I don't know where you gonna be. You just gonna have guns.
Just put me on technical support.
I don't know, Mella. You talking about not eating. So,
see,
whoa, keep you around because you fall out at that. You're like, Mella, you supposed to be what?
Right.
Don't fell out from exhaustion.
It was my time.
Now, you done named a couple buff folks now. You need to choose somebody that can fit in the tight spaces.
Oh, I got that covered. Julius.
All right, then.
You know what I'm saying?
We might make it.
Julius is very resourceful. That's one thing I have learned in these past 2 days is watching him. You always be the one. You know what I mean? That's one thing I learned in these 2 days working. Julius is so resourceful and knowledgeable, so I have to have him. You know what I mean?
That work.
Teaching my guns a little bit, and he probably learned how to put them together. And I was like, hey, we need more bullets. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be the person to make bullets.
Make them.
Make them.
Yeah, you forge them. Yeah, well, you don't have to forge them. You just have to find the empty case and you can refill them. You know what I'm saying?
Where you gonna find the powder?
Huh? Oh, you can make that.
You can make some gunpowder.
Yeah, gunpowder. You don't need. I can make a fire that never goes out of Tide washing powder and diesel fuel. I could burn you alive and you won't stop cooking until I put you out.
Then you'll have Tide.
You know we getting recorded right now.
You know they didn't. You know it ain't gonna be like people washing clothes.
Just so y'all know, this is what he knows
I'm
how
pretty
to
sure
do.
you can go into Walmart and like somebody say, "Ooh, Tide, let me get that." You know what I mean? So I just be able to say, "Hey, we need a bomb. We finna bomb this other little group. We finna set them on fire because we need their resources."
So you Negan.
Please,
Walking Dead. Okay, I got you.
Don't search this conversation.
right.
Seize this place.
Hey man, nah, we just out here playing. I don't know nothing.
Ooh,
Yes.
No.
Put zombie in it. Put zombie in it.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. We've been saying zombie apocalypse.
We only talking about zombies.
I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Not yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
You can excuse everything you said that would have offended and oppressed others.
Yeah. As long as
By being a
I'm thinking
comedian.
oppressed.
yeah.
Well, tell that to Kathy Griffin.
Oh.
See, but she ain't a good comedian. She's just
Well,
like,
then there's that.
She deaded her career on her joke.
hey man,
That's
let
rough.
me go to Facebook.
That was rough.
It is rough.
Oh
We
man,
were
let me make my computer work.
Okay. What was it, about 450?
Oh Lord. Oh, never mind.
Eh?
No, never mind.
I thought that all the sound went flat again.
Nah. I just
I should have took on my laptop and act bougie with y'all and do some product placement for a fruit company.
A fruit company?
Yeah.
Hey, is this how you getting some extra coin?
No, a computer brand that I didn't want to say. Because they're the enemy.
Oh, it's somebody who shares Darius' sensibilities.
That's right. This is a Galaxy S8 Plus.
I have a 9 Plus in my hands.
Oh. Well, look at that.
Let's see.
Is he multitasking? What's going
Excuse
on
me.
there?
Yeah, I'm actually watching Facebook Live while I go live on Facebook. What up, everybody? If y'all viewing Facebook and want to see us live and in action, oh dang, I didn't start. Mella, you are so trash. You watch me just do that. And then she like, oh, after you get done, are you live though? Man, get out of here, man. But yeah, we out here. We live. Go to YouTube. How they get in contact with us? YouTube.
Go to Convrs8. There's no E and the rest of the word 8.
Yeah,
Doesn't
COEVRS 8. Let's talk
About
on
it.
YouTube. You know what I mean? So go view us on YouTube. Stop coming to Facebook.
We ain't
there no more.
We're not.
Chiggy, go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube
right now.
Everyone has a YouTube, guys.
Everybody got YouTube. I don't understand.
If you have an email, you have a YouTube.
Facebook. Go to YouTube, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We live on YouTube. I'm just coming on doing a little
Unless you have like AOL or something.
I'm just doing a short drop in right now.
Right.
Everybody go to YouTube, Convrs8.
And the rest you
Hey, Miss Rainer. How you doing? Sugar Muffin? You know what I'm saying? How you doing? How Mr. Rainer doing? And your 2 tall sons that used to be small when I was younger.
Usually how
but they grown up now.
Yep.
Yeah, they grown up, man. Ron, you already know to go to YouTube. I don't understand why you here. You know what I mean?
He was always here before.
I know, but Ron, YouTube, you had left a message. Talking about you gonna be at YouTube. Go to YouTube. Everybody go to YouTube. Convrs8. And what's the rest of it? Let's talk.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk
the
about
whole
it,
thing.
Man. Yes. Conversate. Let's talk about it.
If you put in the E, it's not going to suggest this one.
Not.
Exactly.
You will not find it.
You won't find us if you put the E.
Look for the red logo.
Look for the red logo. It's gonna say Mevo Live. We are live right now, guys. I'm actually got the live. I got me live on the screen. I got the live YouTube up, and I'm talking to you guys. So check us out. Go to YouTube. That's where all the fun is at. Please support, like, share, subscribe.
Hey, Jasmine.
You know what I mean? So
All right, we got
Yo, Miss Brown, what's good?
the Browns always showing us. That's what I'm talking
Russell.
about. Come on out here. I'm flipping the camera.
Zoe's watching too.
Yeah.
Hi, Zoe.
Look at Mella. Look
Not
at
on
Mella.
Facebook.
Mella out here.
Not
Mella
on
used
Instagram.
to be a drug dealer
It's
back
on
in the day.
YouTube.
She told me that
Converse.
on the way over here.
This is a lie.
She said she used
With
to
no
sell
E's.
Deceitfulness.
Tylenol children
Deceitfulness.
tablets.
CONVRS number 8.
She used to sell sugar
You'll
tablets to
find
people.
We're live right now.
This is live promotion at work.
Yeah, live promotion.
We're promoting.
Look at
while we're
Steve with the
promoting.
professional debonair hat on, man. He always in here clean,
Uh-huh,
fresh to
fresh.
death, like $1,000,000.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know that song.
You got special guest Quay Manuel here.
I'm here.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wifey's here.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Oh, wait a minute.
Tony, Chris, everybody, if y'all
Hey, you
on
done
here
changed that
watching-
Hey, that last
name.
name wrong, bruh.
It ain't Baines no more.
Hey,
Hey,
go
Zoe.
to YouTube right now. We're live on YouTube.
Little
I'm
Zoe out
actually
here.
simultaneously doing live here and watching live on YouTube.
Right.
So to go to Convrs8, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Whole thing. Whole thing.
Whole tank.
You can stream while you stream.
What Sadate.
What?
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, I fell into that pootie tank trap.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Sign your
Did we get a
kitty on
Pootie
the...
Tang reference in here just
We
now?
did, yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Sign your
That's
kitty
good.
on the running count. You know what I mean? But we in here. You know what I mean? I'm just
Chris.
keeping live up for a little bit.
Yes.
What up, my
Tony.
boy?
How to do?
Tony,
How to
yes.
You
do?
liking
Let
videos and
this
stuff. I need
stack.
you to go to YouTube
Right.
right now. You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
All my dreads out here, my Mario Andretti's on the scene with the gangster lean. Ooh.
She said eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
Tiffany. Mm.
everybody go check out the
That bank
YouTube
account got
page.
changed
Ooh!
immediately. That address got changed immediately.
Ooh, yeah.
Well,
I'm an
it's
Instagramer.
fine. It's
I'm an
YouTube.
Instagramer.
When you
It
get
don't
married,
matter.
you change your name all
That's
the way
right.
on everything.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
at least we ain't had no fight about hyphenating.
Yeah, I told Vaughn when we got married, I said, you might well throw that Jones away. That's the last time you get
I don't
that
know. I think
Yeah.
mine's gonna have to be hyphenated. Now,
Why?
actually,
Why? Because you're famous and powerful?
no. Actually, I
That's-
scratch that because I don't go by my real name anyway.
You
so
don't?
it doesn't
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
You
And
can
I've
just
seen
take a new name.
Famous people
Yeah.
change their name all the
All the
time.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
isn't it like when you get married, your name changes free? If you were to change your last name?
I would have to ask one of the ladies.
Because I think, it was in Massachusetts. Derek, he had changed it from Steverson to Turner.
And it was free.
it was free because
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So
I feel like it should be free to change my name whenever I want to.
yeah.
But, you know.
But you know, anytime you got the government involved in anything in your life, such as marriage and stuff like that, sometimes if the government involvement in things is not good because it can put easy outs for people where they need to fight for their relationships.
Oh.
Make America Great
That
Again.
made a turn. that
Right.
That got deep real fast.
Definitely took a turn.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I be all fun and games and just flip flop on it.
Oh, that's,
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a condition. That's a condition.
like, you ain't getting the movie rest. You supposed to do that. Vampire
Yes,
Brooklyn,
it's
man.
free.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
it's
you
free.
for the update. It's free to change your name.
Yes.
Is that who said it was free?
Jasmine Brown.
Oh, I'm about to say
The name change is free.
Oh, so
Hmm.
I wanted to actually change my last name to my grandfather's last name before I
you?
got married, but I didn't.
Okay.
I want to be a Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Mm.
But it don't. My middle
Darius
name.
Brown.
My middle name can't quite flow with the B.
Hmm.
Nah.
DJB.
B. Yeah. Ooh, I would have had a cool nickname like DB.
Mm-hmm.
DB.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or
When you get married or divorced, any other time you have to spend some coin. Gotcha.
Any other time you gotta spend some coins.
So you know, Siobhan Brown. That would have been good. That would have been a good name, but
Mm-hmm.
plus I look like my grandfather, so it worked out. Hey, if y'all watching on this, man, go watch. Do what I say. You know what I'm saying? Better cut it off. Y'all ain't acting right.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
There's that.
All right, man. We finna go into the record
We're
mode.
going
man.
to the recording
All right,
mode.
then.
I'm about to stop all this tomfoolery here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
She said Browns are cool.
Yeah, that's my family's name, Brown.
All right.
You know what I mean? We Browns
it's free
all
to
the
change
way.
your name when you get married or divorced. Any other time, you have to spend some coins.
Man, you know what I'm saying? That's why I show up on people and I just be like, this is my name for real. I don't care.
Right.
All right.
Oh, dang, I ain't know it was still alive when I even cut off my phone. I'm like,
Huh? What?
it's crazy.
Wow. I don't know what's crazy.
Oh yeah, I gotta make sure I start to articulate when I'm making a facial expression because people on the podcast listening can hear shock and awe is what I just did today. It's gasp, eat that.
Descriptive audio.
Right. Yo,
Applause!
What did he say?
we watched The Incredibles 2 yesterday because now it's finally out and we got the DVD and we didn't know what descriptive audio was. That was the funniest experience I've had watching the movie in a long time. It was funnier than like watching a comedy movie.
Yeah.
It was showing like Dash is now running from the monster, and I'm like, that's not. I didn't come here for that.
He looks away and looks back again.
Right. And they all calm during the action sequence, but whatever.
I know, right?
Right.
They don't do it with feeling. It's not like dubbing.
Right,
You know,
not
they
even.
just try at least. You know.
Oh man.
Freddy stabbed the girl 17 times.
Dang!
By the way, Jason and Freddy should come back. They did Halloween.
Yes.
Nah,
We need a rematch. Of that.
No.
Yeah. What you mean?
Who?
We gotta give Michelle
It
Williams.
wasn't good, but it was
I mean,
funny.
Kelly Rowland needs some more roles.
Yes, Kelly Rowland needs more roles. Yes.
Man, that
Just-
girl can't act, man.
She cannot, but you know.
But all right, man, we're finna go ahead and start
All
in
right,
5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. What up, everybody? It's your boy Darius J
And I'm Stevie Neil.
And it's your girl Mella G.
with special guest.
The artist formerly known as Quay.
Hey! This is conversation.
Conversation. We don't get the Devin Quay because now he's here.
Right.
In our face.
Right.
So not as fun.
This is conversation, guys. You know what I'm saying? We are a show of variety. We talk about topics. We get in and give our own opinions on these things.
Mm-hmm.
We rock with everybody from white collar to no collar. We just keep it real and we try to express ourselves through our own ideals. Whether it be right or wrong, we don't care because we got opinions and you do too. So let's just embark on our opinionated journeys together. Thank you for everything that you do for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe our show, by the way. Conversate, YouTube. Why y'all looking at me like I'm crazy? I ain't just gonna let
No,
you.
I'm
It's a quiet storm voice.
I
you got
know.
going on.
I know. You like it though. I was trying running out on you guys. I'm just trying to see what's going to YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, please. You know what I'm saying? It helps us out. It grows us. Stuff like that, man. We love y'all. We, you know what I'm saying? We want to keep putting out positive, good content for everybody. Check us out on Apple, Spotify. Apple the most because you got the rating tool, which will make us appear, you know what I'm saying, more through your cues. So like, rate. If you got something bad to say, keep it to yourself and go tell it to your mama. But if you got something good to say, put it out there. We want to hear it. Even if it's just criticism, just how to get us better. We thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Indeed.
Let's start the show.
Okay.
As we're starting the show, I have a question for the people at home that probably relate to y'all. So with Apple, do you have to have Apple Music? Do I have to pay for the subscription service to get to listen to you guys?
It's Apple Podcast.
So Apple Podcast is a separate app?
It is a separate app.
It's free?
You can do it through iTunes on your computer.
Oh, well then, good. Everybody doesn't have an iPhone.
Yeah, I don't
Some
either.
people are living right, so that's why I was wondering. You know,
righteous people stand up with Samsung, right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's a first. That's a first in this intro portion.
I love it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? See, he just put he just allowed y'all to learn something
Just droids
through his own question.
Droid standing.
Even though we using Apple to record,
We are less and less ground to stand on.
yeah, we do not really have a leg.
Oh, I got a MacBook.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying.
I know a good computer when I see one.
Exactly. I do know it.
It's good hardware. It's good hardware.
I do know a good multimedia device when I see one.
But yes.
Don't be fooled. You know, but you know, how y'all living, man?
Yeah.
How you living, Mella G?
I feel like this week has been the epitome of rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. Because there's been a lot of great things happen with myself and people around me, but there's been a lot of just attacks on my friends and them getting in car wrecks more so than anything. But it's been a mixture of that, like just, you know, rejoicing. The pilot is out, it's doing well. It's over 10,000 views right now. It's being shared like pretty much every day. There's a new person sharing and giving encouragement. And that's been so just inspiring. And we're in pre-production for the next episode right now, and that's coming together so well. And I think what's really amazing about that is that it's all being led by God. Honestly, like just the people that we're connected to, the people that have agreed to be in the next episode, that's just gonna make this go even further. Like the impact that it's already made. I was talking to Keegan like briefly after the show, and there was a woman that called, and her mom watched it. And one of the things that she said she was grateful for is the fact of how he shared his life about God, and it didn't feel forceful. Like it was it was like loving. It was like, man, like you went through these things. You love your wife this way. You love your kids this way. This is the father that you're striving to become, all while putting God first. Like it was like practical, you know, for her and her mom, which brought them to tears, because it's like, this is not a message that's out there. And that was like the goal, you know, to make that type of impact, to where, like, you know, you have all this religiosity in the media, but it's like reality TV. It's over dramatized. Sometimes it's provoked and things like that. So not to say that the things that they're going through aren't real, but sometimes it could just be over dramatized. So the fact that it was just more like, it wasn't like, there wasn't really any drama in our pilot, but there was a lot of just like challenges he was faced with that he was learning how to overcome by seeking God. So like I'm just super excited to see where God is going to take the rest of the episodes, and just like you know, the relationships that we have forged on this journey, especially with Dave and the venue space. We're looking forward to using that space a lot more, I know, for us in general, but then just for the show as well, or just projects that I have, you know, just like our network has definitely expanded because of that. Excuse me. So
all about relationships.
Yeah, it was a really good week. Like it was like some really good, you know, high moments, and it was some really challenging low moments. But overall, I would say I had a pretty good week this past week.
That's what's up, Mel.
Yeah.
You been deep these past weeks. You know what I'm saying? Coming in on how you living. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I know we play often, but we serious, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, how you living?
Guess.
Oh,
Wait.
I'm living.
You were finna take a drink when you...
I was. I mean, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. I have my check engine light on in the car.
Yeah.
So that is exciting. It's always like, I wonder what's gonna happen next.
It's like living dangerously. Like
nah. It's not like that.
On the edge.
No. But I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be in a space like this, to be around other creative folks and talking about life and lessons learned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing good. I miss my wife. I wish she came with me, but
Oh.
we out here.
You know what I'm saying? Heart.
I worked with the kids today
Yeah.
at church, so I've had my fill. today.
Kids take it out of you, buddy.
Right.
yeah.
So that's it.
Oh, well, how you live? Stevie Neil.
Well, sir. Well, I went today to see my mom preach at her church.
Aw.
And that was, I was just so proud. It was a great experience, but being over there has reminded me as far as like church timing, in a sense that
Pentecostal, praise God.
yes. So I grew up non-denominational, but every church that I went to had a Pentecostal base.
Yeah.
So you go in around 10:20.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get out probably at like 1:40, 1:45.
That's generous. That's
Yes.
a little
There's a
conservative.
Right.
Okay,
That
that's if they're hitting the kids.
2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay, so I went over there. You know, well, my current church, Path Church, is pretty trim in comparison. You know what I mean? About 2 hours tops.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, they're
That's
trying to
what
get out
fellowship
there.
on it.
Fellowship,
Right.
meet people, and all that, you know.
Right.
But then I went to my mom's church, and praise and worship was an hour and a half.
Son.
Jesus left the building.
So, and this dude has so much energy. This one guy sang 8 songs.
Huh?
With no background.
With no praise team.
He was the only dude.
He was the only dude up there. We're singing along with him, but 8 songs.
Jesus Christ.
He put out an album.
Wow.
He pounded it out.
They're gonna put an EP out.
I'm about to say,
That's what he's gonna say. Roy T. Williger's greatest hits.
right. You can see me out in the foyer. Out the mixtape.
Exactly. You know, so just that energy, just. You know, and he was church fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He had like the silk on, with the texture on the front,
Sweat
and the
stains
brown gaiters and stuff. No, dark colors. You know, he's a pro. He's a veteran.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So then he had that going on. He was going through the crowd, and I was like, all right, light skinned Luther. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's gonna do next, but. Nah, it was good. It was good.
That's good. Going to support my dudes.
Light skin Luther, baby.
But yeah, that was my day. That made my week. You know, see my mom preach. You know, cause,
man, that's what's up.
You know, she's a minister at heart, but you know, she gets to preach every once in a while.
Yeah.
Ain't ministers preachers?
I mean, cause she's more like a missionary and a teacher, so she doesn't do the preaching thing.
Oh, teachers are preachers though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
True. So, how you live, Darius J?
Brown.
Man, I live good, man. You know what I mean? This week was awesome. Yeah, I mean, just with the simple fact, I was able to operate with little to no sleep on a couple of days, and actually went through the days with no problems. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was kind of nervous today. Well, a little bit. You know, just had to share in front of the church and stuff like that. Just my conversion story. Which I'm always nervous when I speak in front of people, but you know, I was nervous that I was gonna talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes when I'm telling a story, if anybody know when I tell stories, I tell very detailed or stories. You know,
You're
what I'm
like
saying?
Uncle Remus.
Exactly. And I was like, hey, 5-7 minutes. I was like, dang man, I'm gonna have to hit some bullet points. I can't just go through and give y'all the whole Uchawali at one time.
Uchawali.
Wow. Bang, bang.
You know what I
Bang.
mean? So I had to like condense it. It was kind of like
reference.
So
Who'd he sang in the bar?
Oh my goodness.
So you know what I mean? So I just pretty much, you know what I'm saying, like I had to put it out there, and I was like, I hope I made sense, you know what I'm saying, to people with my timeline, you know what I mean, because I kind of like just gave bullet points from when my conversion started. My conversion actually started before, you know what I'm saying, I actually went on my journey to God, because my journey to God, Jesus, I always been in church, but when my grandfather passed, I told God that I was done with him. I was like, hey, I don't want nothing else to do with this part. You keep taking everything I love. You know what I mean? So I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But having to convey that and just say, you know, I wasn't really done. You know what I mean? Like everything in my life henceforth came, you know what I'm saying, after I told God I was done with him.
Yeah.
Just to know that he'll never leave or forsake me. You know what I mean? Made me internally grateful for all the blessings that I had. My wife, all kinds of things that I used to talk about my grandfather. I used to kind of almost tell him like, hey, you know, I don't really want that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see what I'm done to our family and stuff like that. That stuff look hard, yo, and I don't want no part of it. But even though the things he esteemed for me to have those things, it's just to know like even after his death that his dreams for me came true. Even though when I told God I don't want nothing to do with you, and the way my dreams came true was through God. You know what I mean? That's what made it emotional for me. Because I didn't think about it until 2 weeks ago when I just kind of like brought it. It kind of like me and Siobhan was having like a heart-to-heart talk, and it just kind of brought it full circle. And I was just like, I couldn't do nothing but cry out there.
Right.
Even though I turned my back on God, God never turned his back on me.
Right.
It allowed me to walk a path thinking that I was walking away from him when I was walking closer to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to be able to put that out there, just to share a little bit of my life, you know what I'm saying, was very impactful for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just even stepping outside on myself, because I never wanted to like share my story or anything like that either. You know, just being, you know, having a, you know, chance to do it was act of, you know, gratefulness for me, because I usually try to hold those type of things into myself. So you know, that was good. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot through it. You know what I mean? I'm glad I was able to, a tool to be used in God's tool shed. You know what I mean? And I hope it helped people. You know what I mean? That's what I did it for, because it ain't for me. I'm not a front person. People may think I love being in front. I do not. You know what I mean? I like being in the background. I like chilling. I don't like responsibility, even though it always gets brought to my doorstep. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, that's been my week. Well, this is actually the beginning of my week. So, I'll give y'all some more stuff next week.
Oh,
there you go.
To be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. You know what I mean? I might preach one day.
It's live. It's live. Can't do it. I'm gonna tell Angel to watch this episode.
Yes.
Tell Angel to watch this episode.
Nah, that was me talking. That was
the
Holy Spirit just got a little too excited. To the front. I like, hey, I had to bring him back down. Like, hey, man,
let's call him back.
All right, out here.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into these topics.
Let's get into topics. You know what I mean?
So
these people tripping out here, yo.
I'm so done.
Right.
So we are all different ages here. So I'm pretty sure that we have a variety of old school clothing that we were fond of
I can't wait.
growing up. Stevie Neil, would you like to start?
What you say? Start with the oldest guy.
Yeah.
You the oldest?
I am.
You older than me?
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
I'm 36.
Oh, man.
I thought you were about to say 40. I'm 36.
I'm 36. He said it with dignity. That's how I say how old I am.
Okay. You better say it with dignity.
I'm telling you, every day I'm above the daisies. I'm good. You know what I mean?
But, man, where do I begin? I think rock solid for me was Echo.
Echo.
It was Echo.
Oh,
it was just
man.
Echo Red or just Echo?
Just Echo. It's just straight up Echo. I love the T-shirts because they were always like had different styles going on, the different like the art, especially
the color scheme on them.
Exactly, especially when they did like the Marvel crossover.
That
was some good. I had like a Spider-Man one. It had all like the comics. In the little Spider-Man silhouette and all the comic strips inside of it. It was like a white T-shirt. I rocked them with some like some reddish brown Timberlands. And
some reddish
some Dickies
brown.
That joke said Timberlands.
Timberlands.
Oh yeah, better butters.
Timbers.
Well, you did it better than I ever said. I ain't never said Timberlands like that.
Timberlands.
So yeah, that would have to be my top overall because I never really dabbled in a whole lot of other ones because my parents were playing that foolishness. I wasn't about to like spend like $200 on some iceberg T-shirts. Some Donald Duck on my chest or something. You know, you just go to Walmart and get that for $14.99. So you know, so I wasn't about to try to perpetrate. You know, So yeah, that's my number one.
Okay.
So what about you?
What about you, Quay?
This is favorite from that time?
Yeah, from your time.
From your time.
Old school.
I
know you're from up top. So
I'm about to say y'all know
all the stuff.
Yeah, y'all know about some of the stuff that I was gonna say. It was this line called Mesquine.
I remember
Mesquine was dope.
I remember Mesquine. I do.
But if I had to choose something that's probably broader, understood, people know it. This is like embarrassing. Nah. All right, so I'm from New Jersey, so there's this. It's either Rockaware, and there was this phase I went through with Platinum Fubu.
Don't be embarrassed.
It was a hot idea. I didn't buy my clothes, during that time. So they started, a period where they started like printing characters on shirts. Not iron on like
Iceberg started it and then charging $200 for a Donald Duck shirt.
Fat Albert and all them all on there. Yeah.
Buy some Fubu.
I don't get it. But yeah, Platinum Fubu. I was looking crazy out there with a jean suit on. Not a jean jacket.
Jean suit. I was wanting one. I never got one.
You never got a jean?
Not the matching one. Not a matching one. I tried to do it like I tried to go to Old Navy and try to match a jacket with a pair of jeans. Yeah, I did it the broke way.
So this was the Nelly Ragged Edge time. I had a baby blue jean suit on with a yellow silk button up. Looking pasty. It was terrible. And I got a girl's number that day. So that was, validated the whole outfit.
Hey, oh my God. Chris just brought something to my attention. I forgot about that. But them Dadas.
Supreme. Not Dada. Supreme.
Oh man.
Put that Supreme.
But in my
what
turn,
about you, Darius?
you too young. You still in your time.
What are you talking about?
Probably you out here wearing make your own clothes.
Right.
I have clothes.
She came like I can't relate. I've been making my own clothes forever. But nah, man. For me, I'm gonna go with this. I had like a bunch of stuff in my closet. You know what I mean? Because I was making my own money the other way. So I had like so many pair of Air Force Ones.
Buddy.
Oh, brother.
Yeah,
I had Air Force One before they were popular. Like me and my brother, the Ron had
$65.
Yo, we had so many colors of Air Force One and fitted caps. Like I had that 59, 50. Caps like I had them joints. Like people had they didn't even see me without a hat. Like I had so many of them. And Mitchell and Ness.
You're a Jersey guy.
Yeah, Jersey. Yes. I had the Fubu jersey. I had the Carl Canard jeans suit. You know what I mean? I even had this phase where I was rocking them little polyester Japanese print.
The shirt? That's what I was talking about earlier.
I had this fire one that was black.
Okay.
But if you shine like a fluorescent light
It
on
would
it,
do
the print
something.
show up on it.
What?
That joint was cold, and then I had those silver jeans that I rock with.
I'm
the
just
joints.
That's so
trying to
fair.
picture
I had this whole
everything.
outfit.
Yo,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like, and I was so clean with my Timbs, my Air Force Ones, and stuff like that, man. Like I was wearing polo. Like I've been wearing polo most of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I always had polo.
Nah, we couldn't
button-ups
afford
and stuff
polo
like
half
that.
my life.
I mean, yeah, you know, as I got a little bit older and stuff like that, doing other stuff, I was saying the body is coming.
Man, but fitted caps. Do you know how hard it is to find a fitted cap for this noggin?
Yo, man,
For this head?
7.5 I got it.
Yeah.
I wore 7.
I think it was 7 and 7/8.
Wow.
Yeah. I wore my head was 7.5.
Mine is 7 and 7/8.
Yeah,
So.
mine was 7.5, you know what I mean? So I had like a bunch of clothes. Like I didn't quite wear Nietzsche's and stuff like that. I had a couple of Nietzsche shirts, a couple of Sean John shirts.
Nietzsche's electric.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't really rock the Nietzsche. I like polo stuff. Like,
I didn't want to give him no love, but I rocked Tommy Hilfiger
Yeah,
before
me
he
too.
went.
hey, I'm about to say, because I had some
Well,
knock.
couldn't afford
Yo, I had some.
That's
People didn't
Tommy
even know
Hilfiger.
I was in the 9th grade. I had some knockoff Tommy pants, but they looked so official. I knew they were knockoff. My mama bought them, but I like, nobody else don't really know clothes like I know them. So I was just like, I wanted to school people like, I
like
like,
that?
yeah,
Okay.
you know what I mean. I'm in here broke fresh.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
You
we
know what
talked
I'm
about it, I think. What was it, like episode 3?
Yeah,
we were kind of
we
breaking
talking
down
about the ATL episode.
Yeah, the Middle Grove episode. I am 1 for 1 in my knockoff conversion rate.
Oh, really?
You know, because I went up to New York, went to Canal Street, found me this FUBU shirt, or so to speak.
Yeah.
They sew the tags on up there. You know.
Yeah, they get
You
it
know,
on.
yeah,
I'm about to say, they get down.
You know,
I'm about to say, they
Yeah,
get down.
it's-
You know what I
Came
mean?
back down here, and I was the man for a day.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something.
You know,
Yo,
they
like,
didn't know. They
I
were like,
had like that burnt orange FUBU jersey with the 05 on the back.
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
yeah.
man. Like, my mom, she looked out for me on that. Sometimes she bought me stuff she couldn't afford, and I appreciate her for that. So,
Shout out to
but you know
moms.
what I mean. So yeah, I had a very eclectic closet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I had a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? I just I like clothes, man. I still do. You know what I mean? So. I would spend my money on clothes. You know what I mean? Like, you can ask my wife, my allowance go
Go to clothes?
just like that. And I don't mind paying for it. If you want to search for it, I'm like, that's what I want. I don't care how much it costs.
I mean, I was definitely a jersey guy. Too.
Yo,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had like,
Jersey
When they
guy.
came out with the throwback jersey,
yeah,
I was
I had
killing
one
the
of
game.
those, you know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
Mitchell and Ness level.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
But I was more like
Hardwood Classics.
hardwood classics
Yo,
or
I'm
like
telling you.
champion.
Yeah,
or something, you know what I
yeah.
mean? With the
Cause I was
plastic
watching-
numbers.
Yeah, I was watching like, I'm telling you, like, because we used to go to the underground to get our Mitchell and Ness stuff, because they had like the
Yeah.
biggest selection down
the
there.
biggest
Like
selection.
that store down there, they used to be on the east corner of the east side of the food court. That
Yeah.
little Chinese store, Jersey store, where it was actually, I forgot what it was called, but they had like a bunch of the stuff in there. Like I used to go in there and I go home and nobody ain't ever seen it before, because you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Everybody in my hometown, everybody wore the same thing.
Same
Just
stuff,
like me and my
right.
brother,
Yeah.
was only one had like different stuff. Like they were like, hey, and then when people started rocking Air Force One, I threw them joints. I was just like, I'm done with them. And I went to Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Like when people try to do Adidas, I was like,
Yeah.
Converse. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm telling
Such
you,
a
like one
contrarian.
time I went to Walmart and and bought those shoes with the 2 straps on the front of them.
The Velcro
going to
joints?
school, and man, people like them joints.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And people start buying them shoes.
That is the ultimate experience
Wow.
in
You know what I'm
like
saying?
you know you've seen on Facebook when they'll like take a logo off a hot shoe and see if people will buy it, or put a logo onto a shoe that is knockoff. And
Right.
people are like, oh yeah, those are fresh. And they're
Right.
like, no, it's from Walmart. It's only $35.
No,
Exactly.
back in the day,
You're
those
a
shoes
sheep.
was $10, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, buddy.
They were
It's
$10, but that's like I was so used to doing like just different stuff because everybody else would do the same thing. I was like, I ain't doing that. Like it's too popular now. I can't take it. You know what I mean? I don't want to walk around looking like y'all. So I went to go get other stuff. You know what I mean? I go search the far corners of the earth just to find something that nobody was there with. And I was in Walmart and ran across that idea, and I was like, bump it. I'm getting the Bobo.
And he was rocking Shaqs.
I don't.
The Dunk Man, not the Jump Man.
I did wear Tommy Hilfiger, but I was wearing those matching.
Oh, you had the matching
The
outfit?
zippers,
Yeah!
yeah, with the
Jumpsuit?
Little short set.
Jumpsuit, like I had like the pants.
Yeah, the jumpsuit. The joints are hot though.
Wait, was
With
it
the
velour?
cases.
Or was it just a
It
regular
was
jumpsuit?
Walmart.
What?
Yeah.
It was Walmart.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you had. Ooh, that's bad.
Because the velour thing came through with a vengeance.
Boy, I had a Rockaware velour joint.
I never went there.
But that joint caused me to get in a wreck. I almost died.
What happened to hear
How?
It was so comfortable. But I had to see. My brother, he on here. He can attest to this. One day we were coming from Augusta. We always had our little Augusta room. We go party. I get off from work. We'll go party in Augusta, stuff like that. Turn up. But we'll be coming back super late at night. You know what I mean? It was just like, about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? And he told me to come in the house. Like, he was like, man, just spend the night, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, man, I got to make it home. I'm going to go back uptown, man. I got to go to work early in the morning and stuff like that. He was like, man, come. Like, we were talking in the car, and I fell asleep mid-conversation. He was talking to me out there.
Because of the
He said, man, bro, that was comfortable, bro.
It was.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I said, nah, I'm going to go home. He said, all right, man, call me when you get home. I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I left his house. I said, man, if I could just make it back to the main road. He live in Maxim. This part of Lincoln is in the country. It's off the beaten path, road full of curves. You know what I'm saying? It's super dark. So, you know what I'm saying? I made it back to the main road, but I don't remember how I got there. I was saying, I got to the stop sign. I was like, how I got, man, it's a time lapse. Or something. Like, I don't even remember leaving this house.
A bunch of destruction
So, you know what I mean? I got to the main road and I turned off. And I remember turning off that road, but I did not remember. I went to sleep and I woke up and I looked up. I said, man, that big truck on the wrong side of the road, yo.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That was me, all the way me. Because I looked to my right. I said, dang, it's a lot of road over there on that 2-lane road. So I was like, oh, I'm on the wrong side. So I swerved out the way. Big truck was blowing the horn, bad past me. And I fell asleep again. I don't remember nothing after that. I just remember my car flying up out of the ditch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Turning in the air, doing cartwheels and all that stuff, doing the bow-leg boogie-woogie. I came out the ditch. I hit a mailbox, a sign, a boat, side of the building.
You didn't almost get in a wreck. You got in a wreck.
Oh, I almost died. You know what I'm saying? I got in a wreck. Right. And then, you know, finally a light pole stopped me. So,
okay.
I was, you know, like, and by the time
the
the wreck stopped, he was calling me on the phone because the phone hit me in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I picked up the phone, and like my boy was mad shaking, like he was just like, "Yo, man," he said, "Hey, man, you straight?" I was like, "Hey, man, I just got in a wreck, man." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Hey, for real, man." I said, "Man, I got to call the police, man." So you know, I called the police. First, I called my godmama, man. And she said, "You call your mom." I said, "Nah, man, I ain't calling my mama. My mama gonna trip out, man. I don't really feel like hearing that right now because she gonna be mad." So I said, "I need you to come." You know what I'm saying? And she called my mom anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? She came out there. She was mad. You know what I mean? Saying, look at the car, and I'm standing there like, hey, I live. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bruised up because I was laying on the side of the road. I'll never forget, one of my old baseball teammates pulled up beside me laying on the side of the road. He looked out his truck. He had a Ford 2002 Lightning. You know what I'm saying? Looked out his truck, looked down at the ground, and kept on driving. And I just flipped him off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, car looked like I died, but I was alive. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly.
Yeah, that's good. Clearly.
I just even when I was in mid-turn in that car, man, it felt like something pinned me to the seat. Like I didn't move. Like I didn't move once.
Wow.
I ain't even have my seatbelt on. But what the tie in the velour suit, I had put my arms inside the pockets, man, and went to sleep. I was that tired. I took my hands off the steering wheel. When I woke up, I thought I had lost my arm. Because I tried to pick my arms out, and then I I came out my pocket and I had a handful of glass. Like, damn, man, I went to sleep.
Looks can kill. Looks can kill, folks.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But, you know, thank God, you know what I'm saying? He kept me alive again.
Fashion is
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but that suit was so comfortable, yo. Let me tell you something. That joint was so nice and comfortable. I love that gray and white Rockwell look. You know, felt like wearing pajamas outside.
Yes.
I mean, since I've been down south for a while, we do an honorable mention to slouch socks and jabots.
Yeah.
We'll give them honorable mentions out here.
But I saw them everywhere.
Yeah, I did see him everywhere. I just couldn't rock them, man. I seen my cousins and stuff wearing, but I was just like, man, it's too many of y'all wearing.
Right.
My problem was I'm too short. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of leg room to rock the slouch socks with the shorts. I look pretty ridiculous.
What about those jackets, like with the
patches?
Yeah, it was 4 a.m.
Well, the different like the Reese's jacket.
Oh,
Jeff Gordon!
My brother had the Eminem jacket. He had that joke. I ain't seen nobody down here with that jacket till you had that joke.
No, because what they did, they had the jacket, and then you can get custom Air Force Ones.
Yeah. The run, man. You remember that Eminem jacket joint you had? Yo, that joint was fly. You know what I mean?
Man, you remember when people were getting their cars detailed?
Yeah, to look like that. Yeah. That's what made me think about the
Skittles one.
Yo,
Oreo.
Oh, man.
It was a Fruit Loop one. That was the best one.
That's the best one.
Yeah. I totally agree. That joint was fly. Good God Almighty.
I had that red Jeff Gordon, man. I love that jacket. I did.
Oh, my God, man. That DuPont.
Yeah. That Rainbow Warrior.
Man, I never did get one of them jackets, man, because I was too anti. You know what I'm saying?
Bucking the trend.
I was just bucking the trend. Like when everybody switched over to the jerseys, I went back to my polo button. I was like, But I used to be particular about my polos. Because I used to get the vintage ones.
Yes.
The vintage ones is these right
here.
With the color, right?
With the color on the horse.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is getting the solid joints.
Solid colors.
Or polo assassins.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
US polo
It got a dude behind it. It looked like you don't get him out with like somebody chasing him with a stick. Right? You don't get him out with a stick. Raise out like, you don't get him out of here now.
Oh, no.
I said, that was a black person on the front. He was supposed to be there. It was whites only polo association.
Or the big horse polo.
I thought that was cool for a second.
I ain't gonna lie, I had a shirt.
I did have a big pony, y'all. I had a big pony number 3 on the side, on the sleeve.
Okay.
You know,
I had the big pony cologne, but
yeah. Oh yeah, the big pony cologne was good. But the only one that was really good was the green bottle one.
I had the orange one. I had the number 4.
Orange just had a little bit too much bite for me, man.
I like the bite. I like bite.
You like citrus?
Yeah, I like citrus.
Now I do like citrus, but there's something about that one just like tore me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's powerful.
Cause I remember, I think it was something she sprayed it in my face too.
That'll do it.
And I was like, oh God, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You know how you supposed to spray it on your little piece of paper and get it to people? You don't supposed to hit me with it. I smelled like 6 different colognes after I left out that mall.
Oh, you know what? Actually, we had a comment, like a preloaded comment.
Oh, snap.
Shout somebody out. Mr. _controversy, or I'll just say Mr. Controversy on Instagram.
That's my brother, LeRon.
Okay, all right. So, he said guess. He rocked the guess.
Yeah, he did rock the guess pretty tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
God, man. Jesus Christ, he
was guess like a brand?
I mean, it was always around. I don't think it was on a higher level.
But it felt like guess was like. That was just clothes. Like, you got a pair of jeans on. But nobody was like, oh, those Guess? It was just uniform.
But most people were not wearing the, like, Guess jeans. They were wearing the Guess shirts and stuff like that. The sweaters and stuff like
with
that.
With the little G's.
Yeah, and with the upside-down triangle and stuff like that. With the question mark in the middle of the
I do remember
them joints was very trendy shirts.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, were wearing them joints.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Was that down here?
Yeah, it happened down
here. Yeah. Y'all too cool for that.
We was wearing Coogee. That's what was going on.
Remember when Duckhead head tried to make a comeback?
Yo, man, I'm telling you, I used to rock them duck heads, yo. Cause we used to have like a duck head factory in Washington. A lot of people from Lincoln used to work at that joint, man. Used to add duck head all the time, yo.
Whatchamacallit tried to do? Had a little moment when people were trying to say, I'm not wearing polo. It was around Duckhead, started trying to come back. Lacoste. That's what it was. Lacoste.
Yes.
Hey, man, what about Ivory Crew?
What? I ain't never heard that one.
Y'all remember the Goodies brand? Ivory Crew?
No.
Hey, man, y'all rich, y'all like.
No.
I had to wait. That started selling smack.
Some faded glory.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my. Gotta do you.
The faded glory, yo.
That's exactly what they did after you washed them a couple times.
Talking about that glory show faded about themselves. Right. You're right. You had blue, now it is ocean gray.
Ocean gray.
But yeah, man, like, I used to rock all them joints, man. Like, oh, man. Like shell toes. Oh man,
I never got me some shell toes. I wanted some. I really did.
I had some.
I wanted some superstars.
Yeah. Yo, but
I like them.
Even after like I say like 2005, 2006, I went back to my little shell toes because they had like special colors that I used to get. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to get the gray with the orange writing and the red inside, and they used to be like had the little nuances of the colors all over the shoe. Man, I used to love them joints because I used to be able to tie shirts in with different color pants. Man, I forgot about this when I was young. Cross colors, yo. I used to rock the fool out of cross colors.
But I knew with those.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have them joints, yo. I used to have the red pants, the orange pants, shirts. It was
too different.
Yeah, and I had like the little Tupac hat that was a beanie, but it was open at the top and tied with a string on the top. You know what I'm saying? It was like a sweater cap, but it was like
Onyx.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They used to be like one of my favorite joints.
I didn't know you tied a string at the top. That was the part that was like.
Yeah, it was a literal string at the top of the joint. You tied it together.
The joint. That's crazy.
Yeah, yo, that joint used to be fly back in the day, yo. You know what I mean?
Nah, I didn't have cross colors.
You know,
I had different color shoestrings.
Are you familiar with the
that
group Crisscross?
I am.
When they say crisscross,
They
were referencing stuff.
Yeah. She's too young, man.
She's too young.
No,
she don't understand. She don't understand the 90s.
I have parents that are around your age.
Her parents are around my age.
Around.
Oh, your dad is.
My mom is 41.
Gee, cry your mama my age almost.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we almost grew up together, mama.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gee, you cry. We right around the corner from each other.
Man, but those were the days.
How old you in, man?
27.
Gee, you cry.
Crazy.
So your mama had you when
15.
she was 15. Oh, okay.
Doing
All
the
right.
rats.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
So that means I could have been a daddy at 15.
You could have.
Yep. And the world been all the worse for it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I wouldn't have been no good daddy to nobody born in my lifetime. I'd have been an absentee father.
Well, except now.
Well, now, I got 401ks and all, Roth IRAs, all kinds of stuff. So I'm ready for you. If you just slide on in here, I will lift you up to the ceiling and make your face touch it, bring you back down and say this the only thing greater than myself. Give you back to your mama. You know what I'm saying? Let her touch it. Let get that skin to skin. I just put you up under my shirt, let you touch skin, take it back out, give it back to your mama.
On that note, we're going to switch gears. We're going to switch some gears.
Thank you for voting for that top topic.
Yeah.
It was a overwhelming favorite.
Did somebody vote 100% no on the topic? That was so funny.
No, not quite.
No.
It was I was about to say, it was 90s.
Yes. It was. Yes. Right, we'll never talk about old school cereal ever again.
People old school cereal.
Like Mr. T or King Vitamin or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I voted it down. I can see that.
I even voted no. But
everything I know is still around.
Yeah.
So
every cereal that I know is still around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're gonna switch the gears on the topics. So this past week, there was a news report of the high school band who spelled out the word coons with their horns, Now I read the article and they said that it's supposed to spell Broncos.
They made a horrible
but
mistake.
they intentionally left their covers on their horns to spell out the word coons, because in the first article it was like the school apologizing, saying that this is what they weren't intending, and then another article came out saying later that it was intentional, like it was planned by the students, the horn players, who basically spelled out the word. But how do you guys feel about that?
Well,
Monkey Stone.
Here's the thing. I see their explanation is because when bands play in the crowd, before they go out onto the field, they put a cover over their sousaphone.
Right.
Yeah.
So the covers spell out Broncos. So, it's just to kind of muffle the sound a little bit because you don't want to blow in someone's ear and deafen them or something like that. So when they get onto the field, they're supposed to take those covers off. All of them. But these kids did not take their covers off before they went onto the field. So that was that first explanation, that they forgot to take their sousaphone covers off before they went on the field. But the fact that out of all the letters on Broncos, you forgot COONS, highly unlikely.
Yeah.
And then do it to align so perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And being a marching band myself, I just feel like there would just be a thorough check of like making sure that everybody is straight before going on the field, because that's basically what it was for us. Like I play flute, so there ain't nothing much I can do. There's no covers, but like when we came off the stands to go get ready to line up, there was time to thoroughly check like everybody's ready, you position, you're ready to go on the field. Yeah. Because I mean, I just think that even so, I think there's intentionality behind it, but at the same time, like I know they probably had to line up a certain way to spell out that. So they probably didn't they probably wasn't doing that performance or whatever, song they played the, foreign Broncos. So it's like, it seems like it was intentional for them because they knew that if they were going to stand in this line during practice, if we kept our covers on, it's going to spell this word. That's just how I feel about it.
Wasn't it black people in their band?
I don't know. I didn't really look.
I couldn't make out the picture.
I couldn't make out the picture either, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think it probably was, because if they did, I would have came through there with the biggest Bruce Lee chest kick on that whole line. You know what I mean? Like, I just came through with 2 foot, kicked them. I jumped through the edge and came there with 2 feet, kicked them all in the chest. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
Do we know where that school is located?
Oh, it's Brookwood High School.
Brookwood High School.
That's
High
here?
School.
Yeah. Where's Brookwood? In
it's
Georgia?
in Gwinnett. It's
Gwinnett. I about to say Gwinnett.
Oh, yeah, Gwinnett.
Never mind.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, Brookwood up there near the Swanee Duluth area.
No.
It's not?
By more like Snellville. It's like
same difference, because they all neighboring.
So it's very metro, but North Metro.
Yeah, but they around the Stone Mountain area where the Confederate thing is, so they probably be like not cool. Anyway, my take on that is take away their instrument. I mean, I can't punish them the way I would punish them, because that end up in a bunch of knuckle sandwiches getting passed off to them and their parents. But you know what I mean, they should not be able to play music no more for the high school, because in this day and age, you can't be that small minded. You know what I mean? Like, and get any kind. You can't get leeway with that. Like, you got to be punished to the full extent of punishment, because even though people are like, oh, they're kids, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's something we love to play. Like, oh, they're kids. I'm like, man, it's more 16, 17-year-old kids that don't know about life than we ever would. But just because maybe it is their skin complexion or whatever, you know what I mean? Any shape, form, or whoever it came from, black, white, Chinese, Latino, I don't care. You don't get no exit for that. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no leeway. You are punished within the full extent of that school's policies. You will get no leeway.
Because actions have consequences.
Yeah.
You have to teach. This has to be a teaching moment.
Yeah.
That actions have consequences. even if you don't know as a teenager the full history, well, you should.
Yeah.
You know, you're learning history. I'm paying tax dollars for kids to learn history, but you know, even if you, because you're not an adult yet, haven't formed all these the context of the words, still you have to have that kind of awareness. Actions have consequences.
Yeah.
What?
Laughing at your brother.
I knew it.
Oh snap! Whatever.
But yeah, I was reading an article just really briefly, and they said they were all minorities. I don't know what that means.
The kids were minorities?
Like I guess they're.
What up, Alice Miggins, man?
It doesn't say like they were like African American or they
yeah,
were
I'm
Mexican.
not. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't care. They're not.
So they're not revealing like who they are, but it's 3 seniors. And
well, let me help you out. Even if they are black.
Yeah.
It's still inappropriate to be doing these type of things.
Yeah, because you should know better. I would hit you harder.
Yeah, we're not saying don't punish them if they're black.
Right.
I mean,
But
no, I wasn't saying that either. I'm just saying they said all minorities. I'm just like, well, what does that mean?
I have to teach them about their own self-hate that they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely not saying
that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that, because then even if they are black, then how is that even funny? You know, that like, how is that even count as a prank?
It's an attention grab.
Yeah.
It's an attention grab. Let's just say the most vile thing that'll get you people to look at us and embarrass the band. Maybe it's to embarrass the band too. Exactly. You know, it's like, hey, you notice that the letters in Bronco, some of them spell coon.
Yeah, dude.
Why did you go Beavis and Butthead?
I don't know.
He did that.
That's what white people sound like to you.
I don't. This sounds like what a moron would sound like to me.
Oh, okay. That's your moron tone. Okay.
Oh yeah. So you're saying on Neanderthal.
It's just like, you know.
I mean, regardless of what they thought, you wanted attention. Now you're going to get attention.
You got it.
And you're going to get the kind that you didn't want when you asked.
I'm trying to tell you, because you grabbed my attention. You better be careful what you grabbing my attention towards, because I will grab back. You know,
and that's probably why they didn't identify the kids, because this is a dangerous situation.
Yeah, that's a dangerous situation, because they can be walking down the street, little Tommy walking down the street, and you see Tyrone coming.
But I'm pretty sure they know who, because I'm pretty sure the band members at least know who.
Bro. They got to go back to school. Ooh. And I know some black people go to Brookwood. You know
Yep.
So, you know,
you might as well just stay out of school.
3 black people.
Go home school.
It's a little bit more these days. Back in the day, it would have been about 3.
It's a good mix.
It's a good mix now, because there's a lot of Latinos out there as well. But, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not a minority.
I
don't identify with that word.
You could be the minority in the school.
I don't
if
like
it's a mostly
the word
black school. I don't like the reporting on that.
I don't like the word minority.
Me either.
Why?
Because if you look up the meaning of minority, I hate that. You know what I mean? I don't like when people call me a minority, because you actually, if you're using the word the way they using it, they are actually calling you lesser people off definition of the word. They're calling you lesser than. And not less in quantity, but just lesser than.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't like that word. You know what I mean? Like that's why I identify with each group what it is, and I'm not minority. I don't like that. That's almost like calling me the N-word. So I just don't like it.
It's like
my minority. What up?
My minority.
It's like that term urban to describe African.
It's
such a blanket term. It's ridiculous.
And you're just supposed to know who they're talking about when they say urban.
This urban community.
But the thing of it is, you've been programmed so much by the media, you do understand. It click in your head. Oh, they talking about us. You know what I mean?
I live in Decatur. This is not like urban. Like I'm a suburbanite for sure. But then you're telling me I'm an urban person.
You're an urban.
I've never lived in a city like a city in my life. So
so I ain't urban either. So I'm diminishing all the other things. But I definitely don't like when people call me a minority.
I do have an unpopular opinion though.
I do. I've
about
seen it in your eyes.
with this situation.
Okay.
Yes. Not specifically this situation, but all these people doing things that are offensive to other people.
Yeah.
My opinion, at least from what I see on social media, is unpopular in the sense that consequences for some of these actions don't have to be to the fullest extent of the law, as you said. Sometimes people do things and they're like, I want their job, I want them homeless, I want all this, and I'm like, sometimes the things that they did doesn't warrant you busting up their entire life. Yeah, maybe.
I just want them out of band.
Just tell them to see me in the back. 15 seconds. You can get to it. And then, everybody go their separate ways.
Let me get you this real quick history lesson with these hands.
But I feel you on that because it's like some people losing their jobs and stuff like that. I don't like that.
I don't know if you go that.
Sometimes they should.
Sometimes they should, but sometimes I just be like, all right,
they have a situation for that.
Because even the thing that is, I don't like that backdating taking jobs. Just like the dude with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't like that backdating.
Yeah.
Don't go there because people change. Like you can't.
Like you didn't hire that guy.
It didn't happen today. It didn't happen the day before. That was years before.
Right.
Yeah.
Like why would you go back that far? Like somebody can't change. This is like if somebody go catch any of the pictures I had back in the day of me being who I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might not be president.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people be like, hey, man, I seen that joker throw a girl out the window.
Oh.
You did what?
Huh?
But there was a guy kind of just mulling around and digging up people's dirt.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It, Pandora's boxing people.
Yeah.
Because once it's out there, it's out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, is it true? Yes. Well,
yeah, that's true.
Our hands are tied.
If I become like a famous preacher or something, doing something that's really positive on a grand scale, and they went back to my old Twitter before the Lord, bro, they would demolish me. In the sense of the only thing I have for myself is like you can see a clear date where things change for me. Yeah. But in general, like, man, we digging up everybody's past. You're gonna find
something.
Yep.
Because like I tell people that, but the thing about me is like that, and that's why I be open about who I am a lot of the time in public. Yeah. Because I want you to know there has been a growing process.
Right.
Like I'm not like that guy anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because just like back in the day, I was, I use the B word often. You know what I'm saying? And I reference women that way. You know what I mean? And it was bad, you know what I mean? Like I tell you, I just thought that was just the way you spoke to people, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Like, me being who I was at that time, I didn't know better, you know what I mean? I did what I thought was right to me at that time. But as I grew up, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I learned better, I do better. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's sometimes people take out the growth process. Like, they just say, oh, well, that's who he is now. Huh? That was 20 years ago. You can't say that if you pay attention to my life now, what I put out there, the positivity I try to put out, the enlightenment that I try to put out, you can't say that person still resides inside me. It ain't like I can't digress, but going forward, you have not seen that action from me in a long time. Yeah. So you can't say that is the person I am now. Just like, and I hate that, you know what I'm saying, that our public is we are a victim to the court of public opinion so much that you are guilty. And that's it. They don't even try you as innocent no more. They just like, you're guilty.
When you do bad, you're bad.
You do bad, you're bad. Yeah. And I just be like, oh, contraire, mon frere. You know what I'm saying?
Contraire.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, because if I dig back far enough on anybody, I can find dirt. Because just like my grandma always say, you go looking for something hard enough, you'll find it. You know what I'm saying?
Find it.
So, oh my God, man, it just made me so upset.
So, I can see what Mella is saying in a sense. Let's go back to that. The fact that bands play, they line up, and for a while, you have to wait to get on the field.
Yeah.
So, and there's a line.
Oh, wow.
So there's the director in the front.
Yeah, for
and
real.
There's a bunch of section chairs and band assistants. And
you gotta go to the other side of the, you got to like walk.
Yeah,
you got to walk on the other side of the field.
Yo, you got to walk
so that we can entrance like
to face your crowd.
Right. So in that sense, perhaps someone is responsible, at least, job wise, maybe not a suspension. There has to be something. Something like a formal reprimand of some kind. And you can't be just 100% on these kids because kids are gonna do stuff to grab attention. And like to your effect, Quay,
I'm sorry, I don't believe
they
in
have
the
to
whole
learn from this
thing. I believe in punishing people. But I don't believe in the 100%.
Oh yeah, I believe in consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do believe in consequences. I don't think you should kill the kids.
Right.
Speaking of kids who need consequences, that has consequences for his actions. The band.
Speaking of band.
Again,
Keep it rolling.
Hey, we doing
the
teaching,
band teacher who.
Oh goodness.
Throw the worst 2-piece snack I ever seen in fighting history.
Yeah.
Like if that kid had a little bit of muscles on, that teacher would have been destroyed.
If that kid had any heart, that
Bruh,
dude
I'm
would be
talking
done.
about he would have been done.
Any heart.
Yo, when I see him throwing them punches, I was like, oh, that had been young me. You would have been done. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have caught these hands so quick. You would have been singing notes out your feet.
Oh.
But then the kid had no heart, so he
had no heart. He was all taught.
He was all
He
taught.
tried to act like he was a
all
little,
taught.
No heart at all.
bunch of little young Thundercats.
Now we talking about the kid who was
Got that.
Talking that noise in the classroom.
And threw the ball at him and all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what are your overall thoughts of just the entire situation first?
Well, overall thoughts. I'm going to give my overall thoughts before I go into micro.
Right.
You know.
Right.
My overall thought is, as a professional, these kids don't follow me home.
Mm-hmm.
These kids have no bearing on my life outside of these four walls.
Right.
You're dumb to put your hands on a kid. And overall.
Right.
Because you're giving him exactly what he wants. You know, what his young mind wants. Because he's not a fully mature mind. And on top of that, he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, I almost said another word, but
Yeah.
you know, so so I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction, but I know there's another side to it. This guy you don't talk to any human like that, let alone an elder, let alone a grown man. You know, like what justifies that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just like
I'm gonna tell you what
can't put your hands
justified in a minute.
You know, you
I
can't
want
put your
everybody to go first. 'Cause I got a lot.
I know.
So yeah, because that's exactly what this legal society wants.
Yeah.
You know, because I bet you somebody in his family is gonna look for a payday.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Cause
Absolutely.
they
So yeah.
You going last there.
Yeah.
Jay.
Oh.
Hold it together.
That's my overall.
Overall
thoughts. We're just staying general right
Yeah,
now.
I just
stay in
got to
general.
slide
Stay in
away. I
general.
got to.
I'm not going to say his name, but I had a friend today that I talked to, and he said this thing that was really funny. He said all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Hey.
And
Hey, glory.
all right, I can get with that because what you see is two minorities.
Yeah.
Getting into minorities. My bad, my minority.
Oh,
Yeah, man. I seen a kid who that thought he was at the level of a man, and I saw a grown man go down to the level of a kid.
Yep.
Whether it was right or wrong on either side, that's what I saw happening, and I'm not too pleased with either of the folks' actions in the situation.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Because, I mean, I just feel like if you are talking all that smack, you need to have something to back it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to step
He
to
was
a
backing it
whole grown man, he was backing up.
And then when people came out, he hit me.
Right. Just, that's a whole nother.
No heart.
Okay,
Zero
but-
heart. Zero.
So I do, I understand because he was saying some, some reckless stuff, and there's but so much that somebody can take. Cause I felt like I was like, dang, he has a lot of stamina right now. Cause I felt like as soon as that ball made contact with my stomach, I would have went off. But I just think even just like just being a teacher myself, I mean, I deal with 3-year-olds, so I ain't throwing nobody kids around, but they do say something.
You like on the cartoon?
But I'm just saying, like, how much willpower it takes to just, like, allow them to say whatever. You correct them or whatever. I mean, as far as, like, the 3-year-olds. But, like, in that situation, it's like how much willpower he needed to have with all of that. Because like I just feel like after a while, I mean, as you saw, after a while, he swung, and then it was just a whole
that let
scene.
me know that whole swing. Let me know he know. I measured that man up after that one swing.
But it did make me think about because there was another incident. I don't know if it was in the same week or later, but it was
Okay.
But no, not the exact same thing happened, but it was a lady and it was a older woman and a girl. The girl was getting bucked with the teacher.
Oh, and punched that old lady in the face.
And then somebody, she kept her composure down.
I know her jaw was hurting. Jaw was leaning.
I know it was, but she was like, but then she came after her.
Like, I'm talking about. Ooh.
But she came after her and was just still in a calm manner, trying to explain what's going on. And I was like, that's how the situation should have been handled.
That Martin Luther King right there ain't had none of that. I'd have been all
gracious. But that's my overall thoughts. Like, I agree with Quay. I'm not agreeing with either party, who was right, wrong. It's not that it's a right or wrong situation, but
that had been my mama. I would have beat that little boy up.
I don't know. I understand the protocol as being a teacher.
She identified as a boy. I would have showed her she wasn't no man.
All right then.
Okay.
Well,
and we're moving to Darius J now.
Looking forward to his thoughts.
Overall thoughts.
All right, overall thoughts. All right, I'm gonna try to get this in much order as I can.
Okay.
First of all, the way he was talking to that joker let me know he come from a home that has no guidance. 9 times out of 10, no father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He needed a daddy that day. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
He needed a daddy.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I would have, I understand where the teacher got from, because just like me, he wouldn't have went that far with me, because, if I had waited as long as that teacher to wait, he would have not made, he would have been sucking out of straw for a few months after that, because I would have monkey stomped that joker. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But he held his composure. Like, one side of me saying I should just exit the classroom. You know what I mean? But on the other side of me, I'm like, yo, I'm like Charlie Murphy on the Chappelle show when that big Rick James legs there. Like, I gotta teach him a lesson. You know what I mean? Like, because I'd rather him get it here, you know what I'm saying, to go out in the world and think that stuff translates to the streets and he end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't have beat him up like dude tried, but I would have yoked him up and explained to him in the most calm Denzel Washington, I'm upset voice, you know what I'm saying, and told him like, yo, your life literally in my hand. I be slowly choking him, by the way, like letting him know
that
you can leave your body because you talking to a man right now. I don't know who you think you are thinking that this is okay, but it is not. Right now, I'm going to spare your life, but out there in them streets, that ain't going to translate. Because people don't, the care that you not showing me right now is the same care you can get out times 2 out in them streets, whether it be from people, your contemporaries, whether it be from the police officer. All that stuff don't translate. I know that boy ain't got it. I know he ain't got nothing but emotion in his house, and he don't know how to deal with it. Because just like most of these kids you see that's getting involved in these incidents with these teachers, you can tell they have lack of emotional intelligence. They ain't got nobody in their house teaching them how to deal with their emotions, teaching them how to deal with conflict when things don't go their way. They used to lashing out. So you have to you have to teach them that, okay, calm down first. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't that deep. You know what I mean? I just need you to be quiet before I can teach the rest of this class. Right. But at the same time, sometimes force has to be given, and that kid couldn't have hit me and walked out there the same. I would have changed him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He would have been different after he left me. You know what I mean? Like, he would have been changed. Like, I promise you, he would have been fire baptized by the time. Fire baptized. He would have his hands or choked out. Whew. You know what I'm saying? Wow. But he would have seen, by the time I got done with my hand around his throat, he would have been tickling Jesus' bottom feet. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, you have to teach them, man. Like, and I think like the public like to like persecute these teachers. Yeah. Like, you think teachers coming in the classroom swinging on kids just because? Right. And you don't never hear that. You know what I mean? Like, all these teachers are provoked. And stop teaching these kids, treating these kids as if they're innocent. You know what I'm saying? You better get some counseling for their house or something like that, but don't do it like that.
I don't get it how if somebody's spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend was talking to them in that manner, you would say that's verbal abuse. You need to get out of that situation. Like, people come to work and they put their insecurities away. They put their past trauma away.
Yeah.
And just because they're a teacher or whatever profession they're in, they need to have self-control. People got issues. They just trying to be a professional.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this kid is pushing all the buttons right now. Right.
All of the buttons.
So, you know,
trying his whole manhood.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you think a man, ain't no man able to withstand that. I can't take that from strangers out the street. Sometimes, like, Siobhan had to catch me. A girl had drove up the side of my window. She mad because I honked the horn because she was just sitting there. And I'm like, yo, man, it ain't no car come beep beep. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even do it loud. Beep, beep, I like beep beep. You know what I'm saying? Just let her know, like, go ahead. Other people, it's like 3 cars behind you, let go. You know what I'm saying? But she tried to say something. I was like, oh, you want it? Siobhan was like, I was from the road down the window. Siobhan was like, give me some kisses or something. I'm like, no, she want me. Let me give her me. You know what I mean? She want this. She thinks she a man like you know what I mean? But, you know, sorry.
That's so intense.
But, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I am. Because I be like telling you, like, yo, I was just being nice to you. And you just, like, treated me as if I came to your car and cursed you out.
Right.
Come on, man. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, like, and to think a kid, you going to come to my job where I ain't getting paid a lot to do my job, by the way.
Come on now.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
And I got to buy most of my school supplies, the paper and everything.
Come on.
And you think I need to be nice and pleasant to your child that you see in here that you don't spend no time with outside of the classroom because you just come home and go to work and don't invest in your own seeds? No, I ain't got to put up with that. I will put your kid back in the ground to be replanted again.
Right.
And I can't leave your kid behind.
Exactly.
I can't send them to suspension all the time. You tell them to go back to class.
Right.
You barely got the resources. Mm-hmm. You don't want to reprimand them. Yeah. So basically, I got to try to teach these kids with this going on.
Right.
And there's not a lot of support for the teachers. And so
none.
I'm like, I can just walk out. I can just walk out to save myself from this situation. But then my job's in jeopardy because I ain't teach the kids and their test scores are trash. Now you're trying to fire me.
You in a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect? Like, the teachers, like, you, like, I be telling people, like, y'all act like teachers have all these options. Right. Like, I can just walk out the classroom. Oh, now you're neglecting the whole class.
Right.
Reprimand for that.
Yep.
You can get suspended for
Come
that.
on, Chris.
Come on, yo. Like, y'all don't understand, like, what position you put people that are public servants in. You know what I mean? Like, they are not only in charge of your child, they're in charge of other 30 kids that may have less fortunate households that come in there traumatized from their surroundings, and they don't understand how to do it.
That's 210 kids a day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I'm like, I don't understand that level they try to hold teachers to. Like, y'all don't even pay teachers. Y'all still pay some teachers salaries that they used to get back in the 70s. You know how much inflation don't happen between the 70s and now? Yo, back then in the 70s, you cost quarters to put gas in your car. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I always say this to put that in perspective. Like, my mom had my big brother when she was 19 years old. Mm-hmm. She was a single parent with her own apartment. She worked at A&P and was able to raise my big brother on like less than $4 an hour.
Huh? Wow. $4 an hour?
Yeah.
That's waitress money.
But back in the day, back in the day that was money. But you know what I mean? Because it costs a lot to feed, live, and survive. But now you can't do that, and people out here trying to pay teachers as if they like just make so much money. Because when a teacher told me how much he made, I said, I was making more than you when I had graduated from high school. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see why you married. You know what I'm saying? You need your husband.
But it's like, it's totally a thing where, like, education, it just shows you what priority it is on, like, the government level.
Right, it ain't a priority.
It's basically the nub bread of the agenda. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, they just pay them what's left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as far as the standards that govern what a teacher does, it's not like a solution is so much like legalese. Yep. Like, this is, you know, it's policy set forth probably mostly by people who don't do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, it's okay. So in legal theory, this is how you would stay out of trouble in a real life situation without considering what it would take to actually manage that situation.
Yeah, because just like I tell people, man, like, you can't control the student putting his hands on you. Because just like the teacher tried to walk away from him.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Kid kept talking, kept following. Yeah. Like I tell people, you follow me into a corner, I'm coming back out at you the other way because it ain't no other way out but through you. Right. So you know what I mean. So excuse me as I use your body as a doorway.
Oh.
You know what I mean. Excuse me. So you know what I mean. Like, and then like I don't mean to try to sound like I'm violent toward kids, but the thing of it is, I have been a student. I have worked with boys and girls clubs and stuff like that before. I see what kind of kids teachers are dealing with. Yo, that joint is just not easy because people are like, oh, you ought to be a teacher. I'm like, no, you don't want me as
you don't want me as a teacher.
Because your teacher come back holding their arms between their legs because they ain't got them on their body no more. Right. You know what I mean? But it's because it's like it's too hard. You know what I mean? To try to be a teacher and try to be the best you can because it's like back in the day, I had some great teachers, the Miss Robinsons, the Miss J. Livers, the Miss Arthurs. All them teachers, Mrs. Richards, man, they were great teachers. You know what I'm saying? But we had respect for them. We had esteem. My mama put into us manners, stuff like that. These parents right now don't teach. They make their kids act like they deserve everything that this earth has to offer. And I understand when people are like, oh, I want to give my kids everything I did have. But give them some of the stuff you did have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
some
leather.
Some
leather. You know what I'm saying?
Some
good home house teachings. You know what I'm saying? How to act and conduct yourself when you walk out the door. Because just like and that's how I know that child ain't got no guidance at the house. Because most kids replicate what their family teaches them in the home. Just like I see like kids all the time, and I see nice, respectful kids. Yeah, kids have like tantrums and stuff like that, and they don't know how to deal with emotions. But when you see, for the most part, the reflection of their family and what their family instilled into them, you see that family. You know what I mean? That kid don't have no village around him. You know what I'm saying? Most kids don't have villages around them now because it's like we are an overworked society.
That's what I was about to say.
What I'm saying?
That's daycare.
Yeah, that's daycare.
They can't raise their kids.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like I tell all that, why I would like when we had kids, I want my life to be as compact and concise as possible because even though I may use public schools, all their learning ain't coming from school.
Right.
It comes from me. Because you're like my mom, she was a single parent, but we read books like, dude, I couldn't stand to read. Like, and I used to try to pick little small books, and she'll go get me a Stephen King novel that's bigger than the Bible. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. And then had to do a test on it just to get a pizza coupon. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? And you know, like my mom, she taught me about life, all that stuff like that. Everything that she thought that I could use outside the doors in order to keep me alive and bring me back to her whole. You know what I'm saying? She put into me. And it didn't fail. Yeah. But now they don't have that.
And the thing is, like, just my mentality in school was if I gave a teacher that much smoke, I better be prepared to do it to my parents.
Yeah, because you knew you was going to get it.
Yeah. You know, so that's what kept me off, you know, acting out like that, you know, when I'd be frustrated with a teacher. Because it's just like, it's not worth it. I'm going to get it 10 times worse when I get home.
I feel like it's hard for a kid as well to grow up in this kind of generation, if you want to call it. If I was in school right now, I don't know, man. Yeah. Because everything is recorded. So he probably had a little moment where he was impassioned or embarrassed by what the teacher said. And now he said something. But then he see the people got the phones up. Yeah. Now I got to continue the show. I got to continue to perform.
I got to pour gas on
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's the other perspective that I was going to ask about, because I think a lot of the times when things like this happen, there's like so many people that's witnessing it, so quick to pull out their phones, but not quick to stop the action. Right. Like, I feel like because he became the voice of like what probably a lot of people was feeling in the classroom anyway. Instigating him to get to that point. Exactly. So we need the opposite. We need to be taught the opposite. When you see somebody doing that, like, hey,
people ain't teaching that.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. This is what needs to happen.
Oh God.
But instead, you pull out the phone. I mean, you know, and then now everybody continue to instigate. Yeah, you know what they've already.
You hear all the students be like, "Oh,
yeah, that first punch was like, right." Woo, that first punch.
Man, that first punch
that was 3 weeks.
That joint, like he rubbed that little boy in the face and said, "I'm sorry."
Side note, it only should have took one punch.
Yeah, I'm talking about that little dude. Situation. Boy, let me tell you something. Boy, I would have hit him with the Kamehameha with that one punch.
Yeah.
Fire!
No meat on them bones.
But I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That jaw, his jaw meat would have been on the backside of his neck.
Jaw meat.
You know what I mean?
Oh
But
my God.
I feel you on that, Mella, because it's like, I see that, like, even in the fights that be happening in the neighborhood, I'm like, there's 30 of y'all recording.
30.
They trying to say, hey, chill out. Y'all next door neighbors. Y'all don't need to be fighting like that.
Yeah.
That's sad. I remember people used to try to break us up and like that. Like, sometimes it get too intense and you have to fight it. Like, hey, man, we got to let them have it. We don't went too far, the kid now. You know what I'm saying? 2 piece them up real quick. All right, that's far enough, man. Now shake hands. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we used to do it back in the day. Gentlemen's rules, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, y'all gonna fight it out, but y'all got to see each other again, so you might as well be friends. Get your frustration
Yeah, especially
out.
if 2 friends fight. And
It could be a person in the neighborhood they ain't really close with, but it was gentlemen's rules. Like, you had to respect your neighbor, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you knew it was a line you didn't cross. You know what I'm saying? You crossed that line, all right, you got to see him now. You know what I mean? But you ain't finna go beat each other into the extent of your hate. You gonna get your little frustration out and you gonna apologize. And shake hands and be friends. Most of the time we went back to playing basketball like we didn't even fight that day.
Yeah. Dang.
You know what I'm saying? It was a forethought after that. But you know, like now you don't have like men in the neighborhood no more. Men used to dictate that. Women, sorry to say, just women, but single mothers, you know what I'm saying, out here in these less fortunate areas, you know what I'm saying, really are the driving force of how kids act, because you see more. Just like I tell, like even like a discussion one of my cousins put on Facebook. He was just like telling, you know, women like, yo, PSA. You don't need to raise your kid to be just like you. You know what I'm saying? Basically is what he was saying. And you seen so many single mothers get on there like, I'm a single mother and I raised my kid to be like, that ain't what he was saying. Like, don't put the emotion that he had. He got to learn how to think. Logically think through his emotions. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the message to get me, because a lot of times they try to beat themselves on the chest saying I'm doing such a good job, but you don't know what you instilling into your child. They're going to carry over that from you. Because just like most men need to know how to think through their emotions and not just use their emotion to fuel whatever they got inside of them. Because that'll get you in a reckless situation. You know what I mean? So you have to know how to think. But that come with a man. You know what I'm saying? You have to have both hemispheres. Whether or not you have them. That's why I tell people, a lot of people in the situation that they thought was fine for them, and it may work. Some people are mature enough to say, hey, I need to instill this in my kid and make them think. But a lot of people are not, because there are a lot of babies having babies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that don't even know what adulthood look like out here having babies. And they may be 21, still acting like a kid, because just like I seen it from every age group I have seen more children in, just like I see people that my age that still act like kids.
Yeah.
Like I can go around them and they still talking about 19-year-old stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I be like, oh man, you ain't grown up yet. You know what I mean? Like you still you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know.
I don't know. I think teachers, I've only taught in a non-traditional sense, either at a camp or with the Kingdom Kids Church, different stuff like that, counseling students. One thing I can say from my experience of being a student that might help teachers is love your students. Because after a while, because there's been non-domineering teachers that I had that nobody would think to do anything to them. And there were men or women that commanded respect in our classroom. It wasn't because they were yelling and fighting kids. It felt genuine. Kids from the hood, we can tell when somebody is for us or they just here to collect a check.
Yeah, you can smell it.
And you love enough kids, especially the ones that give you the hardest time. Usually they will be your buffer for that kid seemed like a not so bad kid. He was trying to show off. Yeah. But then you got the real one that's been in school for like 3-4 years in the same grade. Yeah. Loving that one. The other kids kind of fall in line because they know that this one, the really bad one, loves this teacher. Yeah. And everybody else better get it together.
Exactly. Get it together because he's 13 and in the 5th grade.
That's terrible. Yeah. But, you know.
Yeah. That's bad.
I had a lot of people that was in the class that was taller than us, and I was like, dang, man, why he so much taller? I ain't never seen him go, oh, he been here 3 times? Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Man, we get a lot of great comments.
I see.
On the chat here.
Finally, y'all show up to YouTube when Quay comes.
Okay, yeah.
What up, squad?
Did we read his Byron comment?
Yes,
we did. Yeah, he said I got
all the
homeschool
is where it is.
Yeah, he said I got all of him.
He said he got 999 ways to say he gonna put it into somebody. He got hands for days.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have arrived at the main event.
Yeah, we're finna get in the Quay line.
Oh, really?
Quay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You know.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
So, Quay, what do you do for a living?
I work.
Work.
I earned a check.
Exactly.
Where?
I put in them hours. I'm actually working at Georgia State University right now.
Hey,
Alma
alumni.
mater. They couldn't get rid of
Yes, alma mater.
Yeah.
Alumni.
me.
Tell them to click your student loan debt.
Right, public servant. Well, you know, Bessie DeVoe and them, they out here finessing people with that public loan forgiveness, public service loan forgiveness.
Yeah.
People putting in all their 10 years and they not getting their loans forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, neither here nor there. I work at Georgia State.
Good information. Good
Yeah,
Great information.
that was a little bit for y'all.
Yeah.
Doing that, I also do ministry.
Yes, you do.
Working
Yeah.
with people of all ages, young married folks, some kids on a Sunday, and lead a group of people that are in both stages of life of being single and married. So that is great. I do community outreach, lead a committee with folks doing a lot of good stuff. So I guess we'll get into that as we keep talking. But I do a lot.
Yeah, you do.
He's another person that has the title of hats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Multiple hats.
Yeah.
Well, what Mella G wants to know is,
Okay.
how's this music
I
going?
knew she was.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah, man.
We should do like a little freestyle. Somebody hit a beat.
Oh snap! That would be the first conversate spin. Y'all sway in the morning.
Sway in the morning.
Yeah.
So now you come on here, you gotta give us a hot 8 or
I think it's a death.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The music is going. It's going. I guess as we talk about the things that I'm learning and the stuff that I've been going through and all that type of stuff, it'll kind of make things more clear. But in general, y'all will see me most likely next week if you come to the Path Church. What's today's date? The 11th. Yeah. So next week, if you come to the Path Church, you might get a little taste of music from me. So that's
Here on Convrs8.
Brought to you first.
At
You know what I'm saying? Where your mama at?
6:18 p.m.
Come on out to the Baptist Church, 1890 Dollar Hollowell Parkway.
That's dope. You know what I mean? So so you say you do some outreach stuff. Can you kind of like give more details into the outreach side of your game?
Whew. Yeah, it depends on the needs, man. I don't like to get caught up just doing the same thing all the time because needs change and some things that, you know, they become pressing issues. For example, this past summer into the early fall, we collected water bottles to send up to Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
It was people, they ended the free water program and people still didn't have clean water.
Yeah.
And they were saying that the water was testing well, but I would talk to the people in the community and they were saying we don't have the water. The water's still not looking right.
Yeah.
And so either way, we collected about 6,000 bottles.
Wow.
And flew them up there and drove them to the people in the community. This venture, it actually went to some people that's living in a senior independent living community. But they don't have, some of them don't have cars. They can't go and get water, and then they ended the program that was bringing them the water. So it was
good old government
able to help them, and now we're moving into the winter, so we actually have a meeting tomorrow. What's today? Sunday. So we have a meeting on Tuesday, just talking about some plans about how we can impact the community. We did a clothing drive a couple of years ago, but we'll see if we want to do something like that again. We'll see.
Okay. That's dope.
And you work at Georgia State.
Yep.
And what are your missions or counseling capacity?
Registrar.
Yeah.
Registrar.
I'm always an advocate of giving kids information once they get to school.
Right.
What would you say is your role in that, in giving kids that information they need?
Yeah, once you get into the school, I'm usually the first stop to make sure you actually have a smooth transition. A lot of people don't understand the learning curve it's kind of steep moving into college from when your schedule is kind of given to you to
So you
okay,
your schedule.
you got to pick your classes and you need to make sure your money's right. And every student doesn't have a helicopter parent that's basically doing this stuff for them. And so helping a student with making sure that their accounts are clear, that they get used to checking a school email, that they get used to turning in documents early as opposed to what's the last date to get things in, helping them to plan ahead and just get in the mode of meeting people now, counselors now, because you'll see as you forge those relationships, those people do more for you. If you get a relationship with them, I was very involved as a student, and so there were times where I would mess up because I'm a kid and I make mistakes. But people knew me, so I'll throw you a scholarship over here on the side. I'll throw you this opportunity over here. So that would be one of the bigger things that I kind of share with the kids when they let me. Right. Because these kids just like to feel as if they know. Nowadays.
They do not. So would you say that the Georgia State job kind of teaches you things for your outreach? Does outreach teach you stuff for Georgia State? Does it pour all into the music? Like, what is that relationship between those three?
The dynamic. I'm a people person. I have friends. A lot of my friends do different things. I have the real sciencey doctor friends, couple doctors in the immediate friend circle. Right. Then I have some other people that are like extremely artsy. People do a lot of different things, teachers and whatnot that are in my circle. But for me, I knew my thing was people from the beginning. Even the way I take tests in school, I don't study all of the course material, X, Y, and Z. Usually I do my best. I work hard, and then I take the first test. Once I take the first test, I am psychoanalyzing the teacher to see this is the material that they care about. So the next time I'm studying, I'm like,
I used to tell people I just need to gauge the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Once I gauge the teacher, I can tell all y'all how to pass this class.
But then they don't listen. But that's that's on you. I tried.
One girl,
I'm getting A's.
One girl
don't get mad at me.
Vet Strickland, you didn't listen to my advice.
Well, I hope she's watching.
And I gave it to you. You know what I mean? I pretty much just gift wrap. I used to gift wrap from group classes.
Well,
because it was a group of us that we all took classes together. People just thought we was just all brothers and sisters. We didn't know each other for nothing. We didn't know each other for that. We had top flight. You know what I'm saying? We had a whole bunch of people in our group, but we all just passed classes together.
I'm telling you.
And we all sat in the back.
Nobody wanted to be on the train.
You know what I mean? Because it's I said, oh man, I know how to pass the class easy. How you going to pass it? I was like, hey, once you test one time and I gauge what the teacher's looking for on test, I guarantee that's their format for every test.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. I try to
Some people just, you can hit the back notes on the end of a chapter and that's what they test from. It's just
that is true.
You got to see how diligent your teacher is, basically.
Exactly.
That was my math classes.
That's just how I think about stuff, man. And so, in general, interacting with people, I do a lot of analyzing. It's not just a simple conversation. You're saying something that's just generally something that you think is insignificant. But I'm like, man, that's telling me a lot about the type of person you are. Yeah. Playing video games with somebody. Play a fighting game with somebody.
Ooh.
Somebody that's all up in your face and fighting, or the person that's like running and ducking, trying to sneak and hit. Yeah. You learn a lot about people just from seeing, just how they do in these seemingly insignificant moments. And so that kind of, I'm like, okay, I like people. And so the music goes in because I'm not a rapper that just talks. Yeah. This word rhymes with that word and that word rhymes with that one. I'm more of an old school in the sense of the storytelling type stuff. So so I do a lot of stuff like that. And so with that, just being able to know people, to be very honest about what you would feel in a moment and being in touch with that type of stuff, it helps. And then students ready to jump off a ledge, ready to give up in school because things aren't necessarily going their way, being able to talk them down. And then with community outreach and X, Y, and Z, that's just raw about people. Right. You sometimes don't get anything out of it. Not even acknowledgement that you did it.
Right.
It's just about them, and so that's kind of where the intersection where all those things meet.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what mostly fuels your music now versus then before you became a disciple?
Before I became a disciple, man, it was just about skill. I think that was the thing. It was about skill. I was a kid from the hood. I fit a lot of the stereotypes, and so I was doing what the stereotypes do. I was just good at being able to communicate that.
Yeah.
Once I became a Christian, I beat a lot of the stereotypes, which is crazy. I'm not. I come from a lot of stuff that I should be a certain type of way because of all of those things, and because of God, now I get to tell a different story, and I get to be able to relate to you because I was there,
Right.
or I still deal with the consequences of that,
Yeah.
or whatever the scenario is. And so my music now is more of, at first it started off with me wanting to give Christians something to listen to, because I don't really like gospel music, and I don't want to listen to the stuff that I used to listen to, because that's not serving me now.
Right.
So I was like, let me make some fun music for Christians to dance to and have something to listen to. And then I realized the broader, I realized the broader, more people that I could reach.
Yeah.
And so I just started like, okay, well, let me tell some personal stories. Let me try to relate to some preaching the gospel. But then on the other side, I have songs that just about dancing, or it's just about having fun. It's not necessarily about exclusively Christian themes. Because Christians don't do exclusively, I guess, Christian things in a sense. Like, I mean, they are Christian things, but it's stuff that anybody can do.
Exactly. That's
like, I'm dancing. What does that have to do with sin or no sin? Like, I'm dancing.
Unless you do the other kind of dance.
Well, then it's that.
But before
you don't be twerking out here in these people.
I mean, you married, twerk at home. No.
I
didn't. That is not about my personal life and what I experienced. I'm just talking, giving some people some encouragement out there.
Well, Darius starts. I'm gonna butt in.
Right.
Before my next question, I do remember when you guys performed when I first came to the church. This life is amazing. But then I heard the backstory to that song and how much y'all don't like singing that.
I hate that song.
But that was the first time I was introduced to you as a rapper.
Oh.
Because that was my first time visiting the church. I was like, oh wow, they can do this. Is like the devil's music. Okay,
right.
I can do this.
Good. Yo.
So what would you say, because you kind of briefly, you said that you don't really like gospel music.
Yeah, man.
And you're not necessarily like, what would you describe yourself as? Like, what type of rapper? But then also, like, what is your music? If it's not like Christian rap, is it like just inspirational? Because it's not like you're saying Jesus every other line.
Nah.
So how would you define your music?
I hate them rappers.
Oh, no, I'm not even about to get into the whole debate, because when my music starts bubbling and popping, I don't want to be in the midst of controversy about that. I am a Christian rapper. Let me just say it clearly.
And I hate when people do that. They like, all right, I'm a rapper.
Right. That's a Christian.
That's a Christian.
No shade.
So,
as you just said,
You're a Christian rapper.
Put the adjective before the noun.
Exactly. Like, that just changed the whole scope of my ideal.
I'm a player in the NBA. I am an NBA player.
I'm done with this interview, by the way. This interview is going nowhere.
Right. Nah, I mean, so that doesn't mean that my music is exclusive to things that I actually have written things that are talking bad about God, and I ended the song, or I ended the verse, or whatever it is, because sometimes that's literally where you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Feel like
yeah.
it doesn't all come around and end with hope at the end. Sometimes you're stuck.
Sometimes you're in that case.
Right.
That's it.
That's the reality.
Right. And then you go on to the next song.
Exactly.
And the answer's there, but this is it. Right here. That's how I felt in that moment.
But I like when Christian rappers do that though. Like, cause it's like sometimes people like, oh, it's a happy ending in every song. It ain't. Sometimes the storm you in, you in it. And it didn't end just in one day. I went to my Bible, cracked it open, and it's like, Eureka! I have been delivered. No, you look at that Bible, you like, man, I don't even get this. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Jonah just got straight out. You know what I'm saying? Jonah had to go through a whole pack.
Right.
And that just got on the boat with a bunch of people. And they cast lots out like, hey, Jonah, hey, man, you the one. What did you do? You know what I'm saying? To get us here. You know what I'm saying? But that's a sign. Like, some people have to go through the season, you know what I'm saying, of just turmoil. Because actually your soul is getting cleansed from some things that need to be washed away, and it ain't never easy. Like I tell people, if you look inside a washing machine and watch clothes get clean, that's a violent thing happening in your clothes inside. Like, if you lift the top, like, snap, clothes getting beat to death.
You got a front loading washer.
Exactly. So you know what I mean. So you have to. The washing process of your soul ain't never easy. It ain't just like you just dip you in water and just bring you out, hang you up, and now you dry, you clean. And sometimes you have to be really toiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go through a process. And I like when people just put reality in, because I don't like when people say, oh, all it took was just one wipe and I was straight. I learned my lesson, because I ain't never learned my lesson one time.
The first time?
The first time. Like, I don't have whoopings because, like, one mama say, hey, I told you to stop. I was like, yeah, whatever. Stop.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
After that smack.
Exactly.
Yeah, I tend to learn my lessons that way. And you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say something. I feel like when I listen to music, like, I mean, you know, sometimes for my quiet time, I'll listen to worship music to kind of set the tone and, you know, pray and stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes when I'm just listening to music in general, I'm looking for relatability. Like, what am I going through currently in my life that somebody is saying that would, like, help me see a different perspective? You know, like, we're all out here fighting and, you know, trying to make it to heaven, denying ourselves every day, denying our flesh and picking up our cross and following after him. Where's that fight? Where's that struggle? Like, we want hope. You know, I want peace. I want joy. Hope. You know, I love listening to, you know, good, you know, music with good productions and stuff like that. But, like, I want relatability as well. Like, I am struggling right now. I am fighting on my last, and I need some hope. And I, you know, maybe you know, I'm just listening to some music and somebody's spitting something real, and I'm just break down, because, like, man, like, you know, one, I'm not alone, and then two, there's a different perspective, there's a different approach. Thank you for that, you know, because I was on my last leg and I was about to just give up and just be like, you know what, maybe this life is not for me,
or I feel crazy because I feel like I'm the only one that's feeling like this. I ain't never heard no other Christian say that they feel the way that I'm feeling right now.
And to make you feel ostracized. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I must be sick for real. Like, I must be something wrong.
It wasn't real. I didn't really change. All that stuff started happening. And I've been in that situation, so I definitely, like, try to make it music and talk about things. Because I don't just do music. I also have this whole thing going on with failing gracefully. My other approach to things. So try to help people to see that that's what we're all doing. People may not admit it. Some people might only try to showcase their wins and never their losses. But we all just failing gracefully for the most part. So it's good. Yeah.
It's been a running
so
gag.
What made you do the failing gracefully?
You going to the deep stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Deep.
I gotta know, you ain't just gonna throw that out there.
Nah, it's cool. Yeah, man. Failing made me want to do failing gracefully. So I've been walking with God for about 4 years at the point where that hit me. Yeah. I had been doing pretty well. Been trying to live the Christian life, serving people, and trying to live my life according to the scriptures and things like that. But then I was living pure too. I wasn't having sex, nothing like that. I was dating a girl, thought we were getting married, all this type of stuff. Right. I was looking good for the most part, and then I cheated on her. And the one time I had sex in those 4 years, it was not with the girl that I was going to get married to, because one, we weren't married, and two, I had a weak moment. I was weak for a little period of time. I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. Yeah. I didn't know that I was, like, struggling and stumbling the way that I was. And then I had sex with somebody else. Wow. And so that sent the whole world kind of spiraling, just different things where I kind of came out of ministry. I stopped,
that was tough.
my music. When I was doing the music, that came to a halt. I left my job because the girl, I worked with her. And so I quit my job the next day. I was like, I can't be here because I don't want to be in this type of situation. So all that took place. And it just put me in a dark place. And I was questioning whether or not I really changed. Whether it was real, like this whole thing with God, this walking with God.
Condemnation set in.
Real, exactly. And so I had to start over. Like, who is God? It got so, shame can take you out.
Yeah, I'm about to say, condemnation and shame put you in a place where you just be like, did I get baptized?
Right. Stayed about it again.
I know I did. Oh, man.
Yes. That's so real.
Yeah. So that happened. And then during that journey, the guy you guys had on a couple weeks ago, Keegan, was kind of just helping me. He was kind of this, in a sense, support. He was holding me down. We would talk pretty regularly. Byron, who also was on here. Guys were just comments right now. Right? They were just holding me down. Then I had my squad, my squad of guys. But anyway, I had people that were holding me up when I couldn't. And along the way, as you start to overcome the condemnation and the insecurities and the lies and stuff that you started to embrace, those narratives, you start to see like God was only giving me enough sometimes. Yeah, I'd be ready to give up on trying, and He would only give me like a quick little answer prayer. I lost my keys one day, and I'm like, I'm ready. Like that was the straw. Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. And I prayed my little frustrated prayer because at that point I had searched everywhere, and my keys showed up, and it was just something real small. I prayed about something else. It was some real miniature girl, the girl that I messed up and cheated on. I just wanted her to talk to me and be able to tell her how sorry I was at a point after she cut me off. And I wasn't going to force it because I wanted her to have her space. But she saw me somewhere and I stayed stationary. And she came to me the day that I was like crying and like, God, I need you to let me get past this. And that day, out of all the many other times she bypassed me, she decided to come to me. So it was never like, oh, now I get it. God is real. Everything is good. It was those little moments that He like helped me go from blowing it to seeing these little small victories. And so I started to see other people not processing their hurt. And I started going to counseling and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, man, listen, y'all, like, mental health. None of us got this. None of us got this down. And so we need help. And we fail gracefully because God is kind of the stuff that we thought was now like the worst things that we ever did or worst of us came out. He's now using it to help me help other guys that have been in situations or women that have been in a similar situation or feel ways that I felt. So I'm like, it works. Yeah. Fail gracefully.
That's good, man. That's good.
So now I'm glad we didn't steal that trick.
I was about to say it wouldn't have meant nothing. Saying it.
Running gag of our part.
That's funny. Y'all see me in court.
Run them checks. But yeah, man, like that's good, man, because it's like, I feel like some of the best parts of our lives came through the hard times. You know what I'm saying? Some of our best testimonies come through the hard times. You know what I'm saying? After we get over it, because while we in it, it's very tough to think about the testimony. Or even getting past it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you in your hole and you just say, I'm in there, throw the dirt over.
Right.
But you know what I mean, just to see that you was victorious through that, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I feel like that's why I tell people like, yo, Christianity got some of the most people that actually stay in it and say they got years in it and stuff like that. You got some of the most resilient people inside of, like people inside of one building. It's like, that's why I tell people that, like, I'm so grateful, you know what I'm saying? Just for, me just saying, okay, I'm gonna follow God, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna follow Jesus, because it gave me such a multitude of people to tap into different walks of life, and people able to say, hey, I understand you feel like this is the worst part of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. this too shall pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I hate when people say that to me.
And I don't like it when I'm going through it.
It don't feel like it.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But it does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say, just like the people you even just said, like the people that came into your life and just said, man, let me wrap my arms around
Right.
that brother and help him on up out of here, because, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, like, I feel it's our responsibility to pay attention to the people we see sinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we see them in quicksand fighting out, and some people just be like, I don't care, take me some dick, man. You know what I'm saying? They really did that. That's like, and just lay there limp, man. I think it's I feel like we supposed to be our brothers' keepers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Sisters' keepers.
absolutely.
All that stuff like that, because if we don't, we ain't doing it right. We ain't doing this Christianity walk right. You know what I'm saying? Because if we allow everybody to fall off, you know what I'm saying, we ain't tap into what we're supposed to tap into in order to help our brothers and sisters out. So glad people had your back, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, gracefully is one word as well.
Yeah, one word.
I'm not telling you to fail grace.
Yeah.
Fully.
Don't do that. Don't play on words.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fail gracefully.
I'm gonna put a dash in it.
There we go. That'll help.
Yes.
No, I was literally there when you got open that night.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard.
Yeah, that was hard because I didn't
hard.
understand it. I
was in shock. I was like, what is going on?
This happened in the day?
Huh? Who?
But
I was
amen,
hurt.
brother.
But what is inspiring about it is your perseverance, because I feel like I saw glimpses of your life, like coming to your house where you were staying in East Point, and you know, just hanging out and different things like that. So I think, and you know, our talks when I came back in town when I moved away. So it was just like your life and the way that you persevered to where you are now is an encouragement.
Right.
Because I'm just like, man, you know, because I was in my little secret sin too there, and it revealed a lot about me, but then it revealed a lot about where I had him too, and like placement. Like he's a leader, he's like this, and then I feel like a lot of times too it's like, oh well, he's leading the group, he must be okay. That was a huge stigma though.
But it always is when you see people in leadership, people, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of times just like I used to ask people all the time, are you good for real, or are you just telling me this?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I could tell when you just shoot me the fluff. You know what I'm saying? Because I just look at you like, okay, not for real.
Right. Right.
How you doing? Like,
now how are you really doing?
Yeah, like don't sit up here and just feed me that I'm okay, I'm good, because I'm looking in your eyes and look like you crying for help. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You smiling, but your eyes look like you are just like,
Yes.
And I saw you the minute I was walking up. Before I came to you and you put on the, hey, I saw you like looking all distressed, right, trying to get it together.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Because, you know, like, because it's like I tell, you know what I mean, like, that's one thing I tell people, like, sometimes I wish I did more, because sometimes I let people slide, you know what I mean? But the one thing I never did, I don't put leaders, and it's something that I learned just being in church for the most of my life. I have watched a lot of rises and a lot of falls. You know what I'm saying? But I tell people, like, yo, you got to understand, people are people. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got superpowers when they said, I follow Jesus. You just a dude that just picked up a cross, something heavy, and chose to carry it on your back. Sometimes it gets so heavy, you drop it. You know what I mean? So you have to be okay with allowing people to pick their cross back up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you are not only failing yourself, you're going to fail them too. Because you ain't going to be the person that God called you to be for them when they drop their cross. Because just like Jesus had somebody help him to pick his cross up and bear it all the way up to Calvary. So we have to be those people as well. Because if we don't, we ain't living right either. You know what I'm saying? We can't let our brother fall. You know what I'm saying? Or we can't start putting blocks in front of them to say, you can't trip over them, because we will. Because if you throwing stuff out there and putting people on pedestals, you asking for somebody to fall. You know what I'm saying? Because we all people, we all human, we all fail. You know what I'm saying? So we have to allow people. So like when people fail and they say they fail, I just like, man, amen, brother. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. I might not have all the right things to say, but I know you can get through this. You know what I mean? I might not know, because it's like some people that fail, I don't know them personally enough to give them all of what I have to say. I can just encourage them to keep trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you you fail this time, you can fail again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have failed. I can list you all my failures on a piece of paper if you need them. You know what I'm saying? And show you I'm still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like I even, I tell it, Brian, it's like my tool in fellowship is encouraging. I can keep you in a fight. I'm like I tell people, I'm not good at going out to get people, but if people in there, I know who to go to, and I can read the room enough to say, okay, this person needs some love. He needs some love. Yeah. So I'm finna go talk. And most time I joke myself into a real conversation on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what my joke's going and landing. They don't know where it's going. Right. But as soon as I get them there, like, oh yeah, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
By the way.
Where you been?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Since you say you did all this and you had fun, so what's up, man?
Yeah, man. I think the church that I grew up in had a lot to do with like that stigma for me. Yeah. It was just very hierarchy based. So you have the bishop, the archbishop, then the bishop, then the pastor over the regions of the other pastors.
Don't forget about doctor.
Oh yeah. The armor bearer, and then the peasants, which is the members.
The one that
I mean, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, because you were just the person to come pay your tithes.
Say this, the week revival for the pastoral anniversary, right? On the Sunday is the dinner, right? All the visitors, pastors, archbishop that has one room to themselves, full feast. We getting the takeout plates.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, for real though.
But,
for real.
No, I grew up in
that. Yeah, so I'm just like.
And if they needed people to lay down and step on from the walk there, they pretty much want you to do that.
Oh, no, I ain't grew up in that.
That's how far it goes. Like, I was like, you might be the first. Like my grandma used to say, that's gonna be the first one to catch on fire.
Yeah, I mean, the scriptures say to hold leaders and those people like that in honor, have special honor for them. Yeah. That don't mean that you regard them as faultless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think that's what kind of flooded over into just D group leaders or leaders of Bible talks and stuff like that. Like I always had this mentality that leaders were good, because they never seemed to need my help, spiritually anyway. They knew all the answers, for some reason. But I just think in that moment and seeing, Quay and his vulnerability helped me to see like, man, we are all in this fight together. Right. I should be asking my D group leaders and my Bible talk leaders more often, how are they doing?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because like they're out here in this fight just as much as it is for them prepare a word for us that we have to, sometimes we're not even, collaborating in, sometimes we're just expecting them to give us all the answers.
Right.
I should be contributing, let alone asking.
Right.
Okay, now that you've asked us how you doing, how can we help?
Exactly.
Yeah, that definitely was a learning moment for me when I started just being honest about, sometimes I go to the group that I lead and I'm like, I need y'all to pray for me. I didn't want to read my Bible today or the past week. Like, I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I haven't been wanting to read. Or I tell them, like, you gotta be able to share with them who you really are.
Yeah.
It can, that's the stuff that can help people. Because if you put yourself in this perfect position, people can feel like they can never attain that.
Right.
And also, it's like, what's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
That's what got me to come to church. You know what I'm saying? Like, I first came to like, man, that dude's speaking about some real life stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was going through yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But, because it's like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, man, I was just like, realization I've been coming to. I've been like God been opening my eyes for the past 4 weeks on me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And my relationship with church, responsibility, and discipline. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I have not been able to hide. It's like I asked God for revealing me the things I fall for because I'm trying to be better. All that. I did not know what that entailed, and I didn't know God was finna answer me right then. But sometimes I feel like God ain't finna answer me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he'll just put that on the back burner. We'll get to that when we get to that. But today, that's what you said?
Oh, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, just like some of the things and ideas, like being absent or something like that. I did not know people paid attention to when I wasn't there.
Oh, absolutely.
I really just thought I was like, I show up, I fall back, and
No,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Nobody don't see me. I ain't important, so I don't matter.
You are important.
You know what I'm saying? So that was one. You know what I mean? And just like even in the different areas that I've been serving in, I see how it's a circulation of people that get used to do things. And they get no rest. So I just been like, you know what? I need to learn some other things doing this just because to give other people leeway. Like it's like a lot of people that do a lot of different things when it should be another person doing that, but they can focus on the thing that they need to focus on.
Hallelujah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you get a jack of all trades and they start to end up like you know the thing with the stigma with being a jack of all trades, you're the master of none. You know what I'm saying? So
come on,
you have to have people to take that place and just like my discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I like the way I looked at leadership, I kind of like had a afraid look at leadership because I kind of looked at it still like in the Baptist sense. Yeah. So I kind of like just stayed away from it. I didn't talk to a lot of leaders. I didn't try to get close to them. But then I built up a stigma in my mind that they ain't close to me because they don't like me. They don't like you, But a lot of people, if you ain't serving, they can't get to know you because trust me, I'm serving. I can't talk to you when I'm going in a direction. You just gonna give me something more. You know what I'm saying? Right. So basically, you got to group arms, and you be able to have conversations to learn while going forward. People can invest in you when you are investing into the dream. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you just sitting there talking about, well, I don't feel like I'm a part of the dream. Hey, you ain't doing that. You ain't. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't doing that. You're not. You trust me. You answered your own question. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's things that I've been learning. I'm like, dang, man, that's my life. Yeah, that's my life. So I was like, yo, I got to do better. You know what I mean? So I've been making strides to talk to leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I've had more conversations with angels than I ever had with.
Yeah,
you know
come on.
And he has been calling me out in ways. Because most times, like, hey, I just came to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Talk to you, see how you living. And he be like, well, hey, here goes some homework. Try this and learn this. This will grow you in the direction you go. I read it, I'm like, dang, man, I know what he's saying too. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just even like, you know, open me up to be able to use my gift, because like, I mean, I'm like actually like the guy with the talents. I just like, hey, I'm just gonna bury that one. And when you come back, bah, there it is. I'm saying, just like you left. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what little dingy. That ain't what God do for us. He give you a talent to go out there, use it, grow it, prosper it. You know what I'm saying? Use it to grow other people. But I was still just like, I got all this talent and zeal, but I'm gonna just use it in a professional sense. I ain't gonna use it in my spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna use it to grow God's kingdom. Yeah. But that's kind of what the gifts were given to you for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was used for. Yeah, you can use it in your life, but use it for God as well. Yeah. That should be the first thing. You know what I'm saying? That should be your first form of worship towards God, not towards your job, money, and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, I want to piggyback off that just a little bit.
Piggyback.
Yes, horseback.
There you go. Horse it back.
Byron. But I remember starting this podcast and just you and me and then eventually Mella and really thinking of it as kind of a separate project from, say, church or anything like that. At first, it was very much in my mind something that we just always wanted to do. Yeah. And we came together, and it was going great, and it was growing. But as we started getting more guests on, and encouragement, it was we just started to realize that what a tool this could be in ministry. Right. Yeah. And we'd be remiss not to use it in that fashion. Yeah. To show people. We'd be remiss.
Come on now.
All right now.
You heard some words. Testing 1, 2, 3. Right. Remiss.
We taking collection after this.
because and I'm seeing that more and more. Like even today when my mom was preaching,
I learned. I actually learned the definition to that word you just said today. On my way to church.
Oh, so it's like a word that's following.
Yeah, it fell into my lap on my vocab.
Come on, fell into your. Oh, we falling into that.
I was like, oh, that word. And I was actually thinking about using it in my
your little piece.
Yeah, but
today.
I was like, I don't want to be one of them people that learn the word and use it.
Hey man, you gotta use that word. Use it or lose it.
That's funny. When you said that word, I was like, I just learned that word today.
That confirmation right there.
Exactly, a confirmation.
You'd be remiss to not use that word.
But even like today, hearing my mom preach, and you know, she was in her sermon. She was telling my story. Just you know, the way I was born, I was diagnosed with autism. You know, I wasn't really given a chance to do much in life, and you know, so just her telling that story, and I was like, okay, well now he's, you know, he graduated from Georgia State, he has a job, he's married, you know, and she mentioned my podcast too. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so it's just like,
we love you.
it is a tool. It is a tool for ministry in that sense, and just with connecting with talented people, and you know, showing other people who are watching, you know, people's journey.
Yeah.
And we're all working to glorify God too. So
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean that started to hit me when, you know, when Keegan came on and really just explicitly was like, you guys can use this.
Yeah, that's something that even Angel brought to my attention as well. He's like, you have a platform.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You ain't acknowledged it yet, but I'm gonna wait on you.
There you go.
So yeah, just piggybacking off that.
Yeah, man. Because this whole thing been like dope, you know what I'm saying? Because it's actually been opening me up to just who I am, how I am, and where I need to be in, you know, in the kingdom, like, you know what I'm saying, and what serving in what capacity, man. None of the journey that I started until I started the podcast.
Well,
it's just like I got a light shine on me, and the more I shared about God, and I was like, well, I don't want to just be one of them people that profess God and, you know, walk out there and they be like, hey, man, what you do for service? Well, you know, I do for service. I show up.
Right. I mean,
I show up.
Holding up the wall, baby.
Holding up the wall, baby. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else in there working, man. Ain't for 5 of them, but they working hard. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? So, you know, just trying to be, you know, this podcast has helped me to be more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because more people, like, because honestly, if you ain't serving and just like, and that's something I want to like tell people. The way you show gratitude is to serve. Right. To me, that's like one of your best forms of gratitude in the kingdom, to serve.
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? So that's the way it works. You know what I'm saying? You show you grateful for, don't just say thankful in words, be thankful in action. You know what I mean? Because nobody don't really respond to words. Most people respond to your actions. You know what I'm saying? Lip service me till I die, and I still won't believe you. But you show me, I believe you. Yeah,
that's one of the things I came up with. People don't always remember people that was nice to them, but typically they remember people that were good to them. In general sense, those two are not synonymous. Yeah, somebody being nice to you is not the same as somebody being good to you. Yeah, sometimes being good to somebody is giving them that work. Yeah, and not saying the nice thing. Yeah, in the moment. So man. That's
some people have nice ways of giving you work though. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I just be like, dang man,
heartburn.
I was lost.
Yeah, because you were lost.
Yeah.
Huh? Man,
continue.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right then.
But you know what I'm saying? We don't reach our 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna end at 90 minutes.
Oh no, it was a good conversation. It was a good conversation.
And it always happened at the 1 hour 30-minute mark when I think we close. We go on a tangent. And most of the time it be spirituality. Yeah. Like, let me tell you about my wife and where I'm going. Wow. All of a sudden, 30 minutes gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know.
We're going to close with some final thoughts.
We're going to close with final thoughts, man.
Stevie Neil.
Final thought. I would just say continue to pray for leadership, and I mean that even in ministry, in government as well. Didn't want to touch too much on the election stuff, but just pray. Yeah. Pray over this process. Yeah. You know what I mean? This process definitely, I feel like the world is so polarized now.
Yes.
That it is confounding the way we vote for leaders.
Oh, absolutely.
Because people are either on one side of a thing and all that it entails, or the other side of a thing and all that it entails.
Yeah.
Right.
And people speak bipartisan, but they don't really mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
You know what I mean? So, pray over this, just the way we get polarized, you know, and just the process in voting for leaders, because it just seems like every other race I see, it's just this tight race.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so tight. And because we're polarized. We're being polarized.
Yeah.
So, so just pray for that whole thing.
Yeah. Quay, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah, man. I'm grateful for a platform like this. This was a great time spent with y'all. I mean, I don't have to do much of the encouraging you guys to do what you're doing because we talked about it. It's been becoming clear to you guys. You have something really cool here to do. I guess to the viewers and to others, do your hard work. Now they say do your homework. That's my little thing right now, doing your hard work. From any issue we talked about, from the kids in the band to the teacher swinging on the kid cussing out the teacher.
Right.
It just, if people worked on their heart, do your hard work, I think we can save ourselves from a lot of painful situations and be able to be more of a benefit to one another if we did some internal work and got some help with that hard work as well. Yeah, fail gracefully, folks. That's
what's up.
Your final thoughts?
Mella G?
Me? Okay. My final thoughts would be the change you want to see. You know, this just kind of talking about the, you know, band, well, they were both band incidents. There's just not a lot of people who's doing the opposite. Like, I mean, I think last week we were talking about just the girl who, you know, is out here, the artist, writing the books, you know, author of this. Like, there's people out there, kids out there that's looking, you know, to make a change, you know, and be an example for those and that, you know, that are around their age that they can look up to and say, hey, if she can do it, I can too, or he can do it, I can too. So if we can just have that, a lot more of that, right. You know, within the peer groups, that'll be great. But then also starting at home. But I mean, that's a task as well because, you know, not everybody has a fortunate, you know, home environment where they can get those things, nurturing or, you know, correction or, you know, just how to treat people and things of that nature. So just asking the people out there, you know, that do have that they can give, you know, I feel like it just make a lasting impact because it takes a community to raise. It takes a village to raise a kid. You know I had my village. So, you know, just be invested in those people. I mean, if it could just make a difference in one child's life, you know, if one person can do that to each child, I think we can be on to something.
Dope.
Darius J, final thoughts?
Brown.
Final thoughts. First, to the kids. Even in that situation with the kids, I know I laughed and joked about, like, you know, putting hands on the kids and stuff like that, but I do understand that ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? I am an adult and I will most likely not resort to violence when it comes to a kids because most of the times I understand a child is a child. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe in using teachable moments. You know what I'm saying? And I would try my best to just guide them because I know a lot of kids come from a lot of broken places. You know what I'm saying? I did. You know what I mean? I had to grow up. Somebody had to take me along and catch me up and show me the love that I needed. Yeah. And most time the love that I needed came from a man because that's the love that was lacking. Yeah. Because just like I even told my wife one time, I was just like, yo, the first person that ever broke my heart was my father. You know what I mean? And I did not recover from that. Wow. I remember that day, 6 years old, standing in that screen door waiting on my father's promise to come get me, and it never happened. Yeah. I stood in that door at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. I held on to hope. Yeah. It broke me. I was forever changed from that day. I saw life totally different. Yeah. You know what I mean? I had an anger that revved up inside of me that I didn't get rid of until I was 25. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it took my mom sitting down and telling me, like, yo, the reason why you had these headaches and stuff because you hold on to that hate like it's your lifeline.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because that would fuel me to be successful, fuel me to be smart, all that stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I just was like, I got to prove everybody wrong. Most likely, I got to show him that I'm going to grow past the situation he put me in. But at that time, when I got rid of that hate, I didn't know what else I had to get. So I didn't know what happiness felt like. Cause just like I told my wife too, like I was always afraid that I was gonna lose things that I got. I didn't expect good to happen to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just coming from the situation I came in, being polarized to only seeing that no success comes from either just you having the skin color you have because you already got 2 strikes against you. That's something that's been told to me all my life. Nobody ever told me that success can come if I just learn the nuances of life without being taught. So learning that 28, you know what I'm saying, number 2, you know what I'm saying, once I got to be 28 going in my 29th year, I ran into some brothers that told me about Jesus. Young brothers. I thought church was for old people, you know what I mean, like, and even at the time, like I said today, I told, at my grandfather's graveside, I told God that I was done with him. Like, it was a wrap. No more me. Today, not the case.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I say, you know, to people, man, just don't say never to things, especially good things, even though when you feel like the good things have broke your heart. Because a lot of times we will bring God for our brokenheartedness when it was just people.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with God.
Yeah.
So, don't let people deter you away from your spiritual growth. Because people are people.
Yeah.
God is God.
Yeah.
God has nothing to do with the decision that people think. No matter if people say God led me to this or not, you still have to know that that came through a person. If it ain't scripturally sound, that wasn't God. That's all I got to say. Yeah. So
we ain't got the buttons.
This is another great show, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to have you, Quay Manuel. Glad to have you. Glad to work with you guys for another Sunday. This is a highlight of my week. This is actually a good way to start my week outside of church.
Oh,
right. We had to come with that.
Yeah.
That's the only. We thank you guys. You know what I'm saying? This is another show. This is episode 26. We've been around 26 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And we still doing it. You know what I mean?
Well,
so,
28 when you count the half a second.
yeah, the 28 we have, but we got 26 full episodes we got. You know what I mean? So
it's a
we've been
movie.
doing it in a while.
Michael
We're glad to have y'all participating in this, even in the live chats and stuff like that.
Yeah, y'all were giving a lot of love today in the chat.
Yeah,
It's
so,
weird
you know
not being
what I
in
mean?
the chat myself.
Thank you. You know what I mean, for everything that you have, that y'all do for us. You know what I'm saying? Glad to have y'all viewing us and giving y'all thoughts and encouragement. This is Convrs8. We talked about it.
We talked about it.
We was in here talking. That's hilarious. Where'd you get this mess? That's funny.
It looks like
It's the ham horn. Ham.
He's saying ham?
Yes.
Trash.
I thought it was Martin Lawrence saying Pam.
Yeah, we got a lot of people on YouTube
Coming to you
right
soon.
now. Commenting.
Yeah.
Chris, is it still live?
Yeah.
It's still live.
Yeah, it's still live on the.
Yeah, Chris, sorry about the. You had a lot of comments we couldn't get to, bro.
Yeah. We tried to
Conversation was
not.
going great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do though is we're trying to transition into just having the conversation because we are doing it live and we're doing the audio. So sometimes when we reply to comments within the
It's mad
audio,
late.
it's kind of, you know, and it extends the time because we're interacting.
Yeah.
Which, you know, so, what I suggested is, we kind of just go back and comment, and get some interaction.
After the
They're
live.
still on here.
So yes.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
We get to that. You know what I
Let's get
mean?
to the comments.
And I'll just mix down the stuff while we do all that.
Word.
So, what's up, everybody? We finna get to y'all session.
Right now it's y'all
Start of the
turn,
show.
right?
You know what I mean? Byron with all his tomfoolery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Your brother.
You welcome, Tiffany. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out
Yeah, you
here.
better teach that, sis.
What up?
You know what I'm saying?
They.
You know what I mean?
That's his wife.
That is.
I
my wife.
appreciate the love, Byron, man. Share our page with your friends, man. You know you famous out here.
Exactly.
Make sure y'all hit the bell icon too.
Yeah, hit
on
the
YouTube.
bell icon,
Ring it
subscribe.
so that you don't miss a thing.
Yeah, post it to all your what you call social media?
Yeah.
Social media platforms, man.
Yeah.
Just let y'all know I ain't that versed in social media.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was a child. I came in when social media was becoming popular, but I was not growing up in that. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you were an adult by the time.
Yeah, I was in. I was like
was
20.
in full
I was like,
swing.
Nah, I was still a teenager in MySpace.
Really?
So like I was like 18.
Oh yeah, you only
19.
30 something. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm 35, so I was just like, but Facebook was foreign to me because I actually got kicked out of college by that time.
Oh yeah,
so,
you ain't had no email to get on for
Yeah.
oh, I did. I still got in.
You did get in early on?
Active until they terminated everything, but then by that time they
It was open
started
to
letting everybody
Yeah.
in. So you know,
I
was on Black Planet.
Black Planet.
Black Panther.
I just had a friend who was really active into like life at Georgia State.
Yeah.
And so this Facebook thing came along to us in about 06.
Yeah.
So then he was like, hey, get on this thing. You know, we're trying to build up. Because you familiar with the group Tighter Grip?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my friend, he kind of helped start that. So it was like, okay, get this thing out here. You know what I mean? So get on this Facebook.
Ah, yeah.
Yo, because if we had, bro, I promise you, like, even like one of my best friends on this joint, yo, like, if we had YouTube back then,
Oh my
we'd have
goodness.
been famous. Yo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Already. Already.
Cause just like people used to just show up where we was at. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and it turned into something, and we like, yo, we didn't even plan for this to happen.
Nope.
And we had cameras back then, or something to surf it through to get paid. Y'all I'd have been balling by the time, you know. But you know, thank God for Jesus not giving me stuff like that when I was young, because I stood up awful.
You'd have messed up.
I'd
You'd
have
have
messed up. Bam.
That's good. Now, yes, Black Planet. Tiffany, what you mean?
Yeah, Black Planet.
I had a Black Planet flag.
Boy, you know what I'm saying? I had my polo on, my little clear tint shades, you know what I'm saying? With my all white Georgetown Hoyt hat. You know what I mean?
They just
I was on that league player, you know what I'm saying? That don't have me like that was my
You
dating
have to read
service.
it.
Black Planet.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man.
you know, I was out there. Yeah, Black Planet had me in all kind of heathen things.
Nah, I use Facebook for that.
Nah, man, you know, I use Black Planet and this other app called Zeus. You know what I'm saying?
I remember Zeus.
Yo, man.
I used to be on Tag.
That's
Tag.
funny. What is Tag?
Oh, yeah, Tag is like the video joint. You know what I'm saying? You was a heathen, for real. You was on Tag.
Actually had a boyfriend.
That was like the
from there.
kick on
Yeah,
2000.
yeah.
I do remember that. You know, when Kick was first jumping off.
Yo,
Oh yeah,
man.
okay.
That's
Skype.
I was out there.
Young Thundercats.
Evening it
Y'all
up.
Oh.
want to hear a letter to a soldier?
Yo, this joint's funny.
Okay.
Dramatic read, though. We got to put.
Oh, you want to read it?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
dramatic read.
I think I know you talking about
We
that.
got to do a boy voice anyway.
Okay,
a
yeah.
little boy.
Yeah.
What's good, my G?
Uh-huh.
You probably get letters all the time, but this ain't one of them lovey-dovey letters. You feel me?
Oh, God.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say your name Earl. So look, Earl, I just want to let you know that appreciate did. I know it ain't spelled right. Keep doing what you're doing, cause Trump over here acting a whole fool. But I'm not even gonna stress on that. It cool though. Thanks, fam. Sincerely, your boy.
Sincerely.
And he signed it, your boy. That's it.
Sincerely, your boy.
I gave you a name.
That sound like Riley Freeman from the Boondocks.
Write a letter to a soldier, man.
What up, my G?
What
It's
up,
like
my
one of
G?
your loving double letters that you used
I
to
know you
get.
over there getting shot at
That
on
sound like
the,
it's from prison. That don't sound like.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
What's good, my G?
Good, my
my
G.
G, still out here doing the dime.
You know what I'm saying?
Huey,
That's funny.
Huey tripping. It's cool though.
Mella,
Miss anything?
it's done.
Shout out to the Browns. Shout out to the Maxwell. Shout out to the Words. Shout out
Yeah,
to
shout out to Brown.
the other Browns. Who King McDog? That's one of your
Oh
people I
yeah,
know.
that's one of my people.
Yeah.
One of my people.
Yes, for commenting.
King McDog.
King McDog.
The Maurice was in here. Armani was on here for a quick second.
second.
With the 7/8 hat on his head.
Oh,
That's intense. That's a big hat, man. It's a big head.
It's hard to find. Yes. It's really hard to find. I had to quit fitted hats because of that. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I ain't do a special order that joint, yo.
I mean, good thing Wiz Khalifa came through with the snapbacks.
Snapbacks made them cool.
Made them cool again. Yeah.
Snapbacks always existed. They just wasn't cool.
They wasn't cool.
Wasn't nobody rocking them
Those
joints.
are-
But them visitors, those visors.
Yeah.
Visors was hitting.
Yeah, I had a bunch of them joints, yo.
Yeah.
I thought I was on that block for real. Oh snap, we had 1,000. We got to do a giveaway one day. Oh no,
we're still live though.
We're still on YouTube.
We shouldn't have said that.
Let it come on the screen.
We're not recording.
That's so funny. Yeah, that crystal light was hitting though. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't do no product placement today. That I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
Except for right.
I messed it up.
Look. There you go. Oh, you missed it. You ain't in the camera yet.
Yeah.
Turn it. Oh, well, this is just.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say
that pure life.
Yeah,
there you
pure
go.
life. We in here.
There you
You know what
go.
I'm saying? It's coming in.
Keeping you
know what I mean?
pure.
Keeping you pure with the crystal life.
In life.
It's all about life.
That's so funny.
Crystal life, see through. Oh Lord.
If you're looking to sponsor, you can come through.
Yes, you can actually donate to the podcast.
Yeah.
On Anchor FM.
Yeah, you can.
You can actually
you can
do
give
that.
us some
Donate,
coins. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to hand us some money, you know what I mean, to be able to put some more stuff out.
Exactly.
Because we're trying to get totally
Trying to get a
legal
studio.
before we step forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
2019, we trying to do things just a little bit bigger. It's going to be like on Brilliant Idiots mode.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Except
LLC.
idiots might be coming to an end soon.
Tag was for
We're trying to make Circle R TM
Yeah.
real.
This is real, Chris. This is
Go
real.
to Joe
'Cause
Budden
I was
podcast, I guess.
yeah.
I was a
That's
whole
the big
heathen
one.
Yeah.
before I was a disciple. A whole heathen.
Oh, heathen.
A whole heathen.
Tag. That don't that sound like Tinder. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that's
It was
basically
like-
what it was. A
It
Tinder
was
of
kind of
Yeah.
video, I guess.
yeah. It was kind of like bootleg MySpace, honestly. Cause you can make your own profile, you can make it look how you wanted it to, and then it had like the little blurb, like you update about what your day, how your day, or how
your
you
status.
feeling. Yeah.
Update your status.
Yeah, and then you can basically do like an AOL chat type thing, so you can find chat groups of people
Boy.
in certain areas or in the certain
Yeah,
interests.
man.
AOL chat. And
Bro,
that was crazy.
Like, I was telling people, like, man, we used to be on this
Oh
chat
yeah, it
group.
was kind of like Tinder too.
Yo.
You can compare to
Yo.
people.
Bro, we used to get out of hand on them joints. I was like, they should have never gave me contact with the other side of the world.
Right. Talking all crazy.
Bruh.
I faked and pretend I catfished somebody on
boy.
AOL chat back in the day.
Yeah, I did.
Acting like I was way older than what I was. I ain't
I
catfished
was.
him like.
Hey, I got
Yeah.
my cell phone bill. Like that.
Right.
Hey,
Oh, I'm 18.
Oh, you
I
know,
I'm about
doing
15.
my thing, I'm talking about.
Someone that come to meet you like, what is this?
I'm graduating high school.
Exactly. Reverse dateline or something like.
Yo, y'all remember the block number? Like when you send somebody a number and they sent them to the line where they basically play you and tell you got the wrong number.
Yeah,
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
You
when
get at
did
people.
that.
You get at the people as your number on.
Oh yeah, I
Little
remember
jokey
that.
message.
Yeah, because yo, like I used to get paid out of them joint, man. Like I used to go out all the old ladies.
Wait, what?
Oh, the sugar mamas.
Yeah, I had sugar mama.
Sugar
Oh,
mama.
I was
Just flow them
driving.
a little.
I was
do you
driving.
know that
Well,
Atlanta is the number
I
one
was-
city for sugar daddy?
It is for sugar daddies,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm not surprised at
I
all.
was driving.
I'm not surprised.
BMWs and all kinds of stuff.
I'm not
You
surprised in
driving
the
BMW?
slightest.
Yeah, and couldn't afford none, but they went mine, so I was like,
What was you
Ooh,
doing with
Bowling
these old
family.
ladies?
hey man,
Hey
the
man.
American way.
Baller.
Giving them a hope.
Yes, that rejection hotline, boy. You should give folks that work.
Be all
The number you
gassed
gotta
up
take.
and then be like,
Right. Oh, y'all about to call her?
Ooh,
Oh!
got him.
You get that number when you ain't want to hurt people's feelings. Like,
Yeah.
You know
let me
when
get that
people
number
mess
right
up
now.
though? Somebody didn't do the hotline with me, but this girl gave me the number of somebody else. But I went to class with her, so I gotta see you again.
Why would you give me a fake number?
Yeah,
And I gotta see you
I gotta
again.
see you all semester.
What you not?
It's just like,
you know what I'm saying? But you know, I was on that gorilla pimp stuff, so you know what I mean. It worked out for me.
You was a real pimp.
It's just like my brother LeRon on here, he used to be like, "Yo, man, you say stuff to people that I don't think nobody else can say." Cause I was like, sometimes I be like,
how you gonna be shocked by something you said out your mouth?
no, he would be like,
he would be like that. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He got slapped for something I said one time. She was like, "You gonna let him say that to me?" I was like, "You ain't gonna do nothing about that."
Mm-hmm.
and then
Amen.
slap him.
That's intense. I can't get behind that. But no.
Yeah.
Oh man,
But this was good, man.
I like the way the top topic went. I think we're gonna go with that going forward.
I like that.
Yeah.
Some light and fun that people vote for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
But
choose
that closing line
Let's
brought back
talk
some
Popeyes.
Who's
memories.
Seb Grant? Talking about let's talk
Who
Popeyes.
that?
That's one of your views.
Who said that?
Seb.
Huh?
Seb Grant.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
not.
That's one of your folks.
Yeah.
Hey man, Popeyes ain't sponsoring yet, so
Yeah.
I'm
ain't
trying to
talking
get them
about
out of
that.
there. We talking
Yeah.
monetizing some things up in here, man.
Man, you had to turn into a corporation on y'all.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna make TM Circle R real.
they got a lot going on. They gonna have sponsors. They gonna have a freestyle session.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
also
bad.
it's a lot going on that's coming in 2019.
Oh, looks like it's about to be lit.
We hope to have just like a whole bunch of new stuff for you guys.
Oh, it's gonna be a whole.
Hey.
And we're gonna utilize our
We
YouTube
may
page.
even have another program for you guys. That's
Boop, boop,
dedicated
ba-doop.
strictly to sports.
I'll be here with the news.
I'm gonna let.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna,
This just
that's
it.
just something.
Where
that's
did he
something I
come
see.
from?
Huh?
That's just something I see happening, man. There's a lot of sports.
And we're gonna utilize our YouTube page.
And that's your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Skits.
Yep.
And this
Yeah.
back wall is gonna be a
And we're
zero.
gonna bring back one of our
Nah,
oldie. We only did it one time, but we're gonna do it next year. Coming in the next season of Blockbusters.
Oh yeah, we gotta follow that.
We
up.
gotta do
We
that
gotta
again,
follow
man.
Oh,
That
that.
joint went hard.
Yes, the blockbuster.
There's a lot of
They were
predictions
talking
we
about,
made
like, the
that.
predictions of
Yeah.
movies
We
that
made a
were
lot of
coming out.
predictions.
And they actually landed
And
like
they
we thought
landed
that we
a lot true.
You
Yeah,
talking about how
true.
much they were gonna make,
Or just how
how
well-
bad they're gonna do or how well they're gonna
How's
do.
it gonna end?
Oh, okay.
Type
Yeah.
things, predictions.
Yeah.
So hold on, because we need to establish this. How did you judge whether or not it was good or not? Did you judge it based off how much money is made? Because a lot of bad movies make a lot of money.
Well, just
So-
like, all right, just basically if, it's a see it or pass, like, is this going to be something that's
Worth
palatable,
watching.
worth
Yeah.
watching,
Yeah.
or not? We're saving you from it if it's not.
Yeah.
And so we did that for the whole movie summer, and we haven't had a chance to really,
Yeah, we come
So,
back and let
you wanna make it a
people
summer
do what
thing?
we did.
could we make it a summer thing?
Maybe, but I like to do
A
a little
quarterly
season
thing?
come up on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Look at your people.
What?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, why we shouting out Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Shout out to my
Am I
guy.
Spider-Man?
Who Ugg?
Oh, I
My
don't know
name
these
is
people. I don't know
Ugg.
these people.
Shout out to
I don't
my
know.
guy
Maybe
Spider-Man.
it's
What is going on, my
it's
guy?
new followers. Hi guys. Make sure you subscribe. Hit
Yes,
that
if you're
bell,
on here,
ring
subscribe. Praise God, subscribe.
Ring
Let
the
me
bell. So
try to
that,
fake point to it
Yeah.
down there.
Oh.
Well, I can't see that.
well,
This
I don't
joint
know
mad
if the
delayed. I don't
lady-
know.
But anywho, yes, subscribe.
I'm gonna keep pointing.
Yeah, I don't know who this is.
Click
Yeah,
the bell so that you know
Oh, okay.
when we go live. But like we said, in 2019, we're going to be using our
Oh, you did good,
YouTube
Steve.
platform.
Cool.
We're going to be using our YouTube platform a little bit more because we do have talents. Film director,
Mm.
writer, graphic designer.
Yep.
Guy in the chat.
Yeah.
Guy
Artist.
I think these people may be
But yeah,
trolls.
Look
that's
out
cool.
for some
Shout
more good
Spider-Man, I love you.
content.
Are we turning into Twitch?
Yeah, y'all done,
Right now?
y'all done got spammers
Random
now.
we have spammers.
Y'all made it. Shout out to spammers, man.
Appreciate y'all for coming
Yeah,
on
man.
and doing what you do, baby. You know what I mean?
This is for the
Demetrius
conversators.
Johnson got robbed.
Oh my gosh.
We made it!
We made it.
You made it.
Great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Quay brought us the sauce.
Yeah. Hey man, that's a good sign, man.
Yeah,
Y'all getting spam bots up
Yeah,
in
we
here.
got spam bots up in here. What's
Chris
up?
is like, bro, I have no idea what's happening.
Yo,
We might have to get a phone or something.
Yeah.
for real comments. I
There
don't know.
you go. That's
Yes.
Hit the.
Ashley said calling out my name.
Hit the start of an era.
What is going on?
Hey, this is funny.
This is the magic.
Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Spider-Man movie was a little overrated to me, by the way, too.
Which one? Homecoming?
Yeah.
It was overrated.
It was okay.
And I agreed that it was. I think something could be overrated, but still be quality.
That's what I'm saying. I don't dislike it.
Yeah. Should we be worried about Demetrius though? we just got robbed. And then we just move on.
Sam said he deserved to be made a moderator.
Absolutely not. That's my job.
Not yet, cuz. Let me get it for real.
Look at Russell. He's like, yo, who's this?
The reason is Mighty Mouse Johnson, former P4P king of the USC.
What?
That is terrible right there.
Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Oh, I know. You talking about USC stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this person ain't real. They just copy it and paste it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
Let me see. Demetrius.
Hey, man, how you like Hot Pockets, though? Henry Cujo?
I'm the king of USC.
Oh, yeah. Ug's the other guy. He's the other.
Hey, don't at me, though.
I mean, he's a real person.
This is fun.
He does look a mouse.
Yo, he got a little puppy face. I'm going to their channels to check out and see who they are.
Right. Y'all just go.
I'm the king of you.
He got one video. Fake, man.
What?
Fake. That's a bot.
That's a bot.
We
don't hit it.
Right.
We did it. Yay! Oh, wait a minute.
So y'all ain't gonna ask about Demetrius though?
No.
Yo, I was about to say,
oh, there you go.
We made it!
Hey, make sure you go to Anchor FM and donate.
Donate.
Then we can get she ain't gotta do that on her phone.
Yeah, I'm about to say we actually get a soundboard. You know what I mean?
Actual soundboard.
Yeah, we trying to move up Seb
Mella,
Grant.
that's a puppy. What?
What's a puppy?
That is because you said it was a mouse and you said it was a puppy.
Dang. Can we talk about Derek Lewis now, lads?
Oh, you're from overseas.
You said lads.
Yeah. Most people say lads. You from Ireland.
Clutch knockout. Volkov made me hard.
Oh, now the NFL.
See you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
See y'all later. I'm sorry to stop for real. Slide.